Welcome to Sausage Fest episode 4 with guest star Smeet Patel.
Hello.
Okay, I've decided pre-recording that I'm going to try and stuff as many marshmallows in my mouth as I can, and I'm already at 2.
3, 4. You want to get close for the ASMR?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's 5.
5, it looks like it's the cap already.
6.
Oh,
Matt testing his oral capacity.
7.
The blood is rushing
8.
to his head. His ears are popping out a little bit.
9.
He is rubbing the marshmallow on his cheek, trying to get it in his mouth. We're at 3 marshmallows, everybody. Oh, you're like, your face is going elliptical a little bit. I heard the marshmallows.
You alright? He's barely able to breathe with 12 marshmallows in his mouth.
Oh,
Losing cognitive function. Oh, we hit number 13. Man just fisting his mouth full of marshmallows.
He's going to the nose next. He's got 2 more marshmallows for that.
Barely keeping it in.
The saliva is pouring onto his hand. It is glistening. Yeah.
Man is
Oh, that's it. Oh, marshmallow.
spit it back in the bag.
Yeah, fuck you.
Matt has left the podcast. This has been a really nice introduction
Oh, God.
to the podcast.
Dude, how many was that? Like 14?
Yeah.
I counted 3.
So do you have any topics you'd like to discuss on this episode? Anything that you
I'm really down to talk about anything.
think would strike a crazy conversation?
Crazy conversation. Matt's marshmallow fetish.
Yeah, him stuffing, every marshmallow in the bag into his mouth and spitting everywhere.
That would be one.
How are you feeling? He's coming back. How are you feeling?
I feel like a full-grown man.
A full-grown man?
Yeah.
Not a 3/4 of a man or anything like that.
Oh my God, dude! I just went off.
Welcome back to the episode.
How many did we say that was again?
That was 13.
Smeet lost track because he was so fascinated.
I can't count past 3, to be honest.
That was 13. You had your whole fist just like...
Yeah.
I know
You were
what I was
listening.
doing should be illegal. At like 10, the marshmallow, just saliva started falling down.
The marshmallow.
Marshmallow saliva.
Oh.
It was the grossest thing
You were
ever.
milking the marshmallows.
Oh Jesus Christ! Is that a thing? Marshmallow
Milking.
milk.
Well, I
No.
saw it. I saw it just now.
Marshmallow?
I don't want to buy that. Marshmallow milk. That'd be so fucking good. Why is that?
No,
not
it
a
would
thing?
not.
It would be like the next step up from fluff, right?
Marshmallow is
I never
nasty.
had-
It'd be like fluff if you added like more butter
And milk.
and milk.
To get marshmallow milk.
I mean, at that
Fucking-
point, it's probably more butter because it's just gonna fucking kill you anyways. It doesn't matter.
That's what kills you, the butter.
Bro, that'd
It
be
is the-
fucking
Not the
nasty.
fact that you're trying to make marshmallow milk.
What the fuck is marshmallow?
Marshmallow is...
It's like just corn syrup and sugar.
Yeah. Or cornstarch.
Yeah, there's cornstarch too.
That's where you get that nice gooey consistency from.
Gooey. I'm not a big fan of marshmallows, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're alright.
So what I saw next to me was a little bit grotesque. I'll be honest.
Do you want to try it? There's 7 left.
I'm eating gum.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
too bad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
in
wanna
my
go for round 2? See how long you can hold 7 in your mouth?
in my youth, I was
Do the rest of the podcast
can
with
do.
7 marshmallows in my mouth.
It would sound the same.
So what have you been up to recently?
Me? I've just been doing a lot of work. Getting ready for college.
Wheeling and dealing.
Wheeling and dealing. Doing the stock market.
How's that been doing? Stock flipping.
Doing good. Had my first successful options call yesterday.
Uh-huh.
My portfolio went up 13%.
That's crazy.
I
I think I'm being robbed.
Alright, I actually have to go, guys. There was something that just came up.
I gotta get more marshmallows. The podcast needs it.
What companies are you focusing on for stocks?
Well, I do a lot of pharmaceutical companies, but my options call was in Goldman Sachs.
Oh, pharmaceutical, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
Yeah.
I get you.
So you're involved with crack?
Well,
Meth?
basically,
Not directly.
not directly, but I think if you like throw a stone, I'd be in the crack department. But
A snap, crackle, and pop
my-
away.
my job at university is biotech and pharmaceuticals.
Oh, yeah?
So.
So you hand out the needles?
No, it's more of a research job. But if I could,
Oh, I'd like to
like-
research some crack.
Like rope around the bicep?
I was reading a book, and I think
How high can one man get?
pretty high.
A study by Matt Harras.
How far can you get to the lethal dosage?
How high does 13 marshmallows get you? Can you?
What
get
is
high off of
marshmallow milk really like?
Tipping on the Edge, a 5-minute documentary by Michael Soa.
Have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
No.
I've been wanting to watch that recently. You know what it is?
No.
It's this movie about like a bunch of drug addicts, and it like follows them in like their everyday life to see what they do. But it's like not a documentary. It's just like an actual
More
movie.
towards a movie.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it's like what they do to like get to that point where they can like buy drugs every day and like the stuff they have to do. And then there's what was yeah, and then it shows like when they get high, it's like really like trippy and weird. But it's a really good movie. I highly recommend it, especially if you're gonna take on the crack industry,
Yeah. Yeah.
These
Well, I mean,
pharmaceuticals.
the pharmaceutical
That's what
crack
it is.
industry.
we've already started. What's
That's-
your top movie?
My top movie.
Top movie
of
ever.
all time?
Of all time.
Do you mean like
Like something that you would
Fancy
not just
or, like-
put 13 marshmallows in, but 14 marshmallows
to watch?
to watch.
Are you saying like the movie I
Surf's Up 2. No,
Surfs
Shark-
Up 3
Shark
direct to
Tales.
DVD movie?
no, Surf's Up 1 is that movie for me. Surf's Up, like the original, is my
Is that
favorite.
the penguin one?
Yeah, the first one's my favorite movie of all time.
That's
I remember
that's a
that
lot.
scene where he was cutting his surfboard. That really got to me as a kid.
No, like the story is like actually like super short and sweet, but they like kind of like draw it out.
Mike's really trying to pitch the surf.
Mike's like, come
I'm
on.
not trying to
Can
pitch it. I'm
we-
just trying to explain why I like
Can
it.
we have episode 5? We just watch Surfs Up and talk about it.
It's a great movie.
The movie podcast.
Dude, that'd be fun.
That would be. I'm already pitching crack movie podcast.
Yeah.
I'm really
Marshmallow
taking
milk.
it. Marshmallow milk.
This is the most dense podcast we've ever filmed.
I mean, I'm
So many brilliant ideas in the stew.
in the stew.
Matt, you didn't answer your favorite movie.
Like, do you mean the movie I get like the most entertainment from?
Yeah, like
Yeah, Dumb and
3/4 of a chub from it.
Dumb and Dumber
Only
for
3
sure.
quarters.
Okay.
And then it's I don't know. After that, I have no idea. I don't really.
Not a huge movie person.
No, I am.
Never mind.
Let me pull up my IMDb page.
Oh, here we go.
See the movies I've given 9s and 10s to.
It's like Monsters University.
I
Cars.
see Phineas and Ferb.
Cars
this
2.
is because I recently viewed it. Because you know the guy There was a meme going around with the guy who played Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He was like singing this song. I don't even remember what it was.
Is this gum supposed to melt?
I have no clue.
Or it's like disintegrating in my mouth. I'm wondering if I can eat it or not.
I don't think it's gluten free. If that's what you're asking.
No. My entire life.
Okay.
Were those marshmallows gluten free, Matt?
Those are
Dog,
Those
I
are
don't care
jet
what
puffed
they were. Those are
fucking-
gonna fucking murder me.
those are Kraft marshmallows. Those are like nuclear bombs for your insides.
Kraft marshmallows.
That's awful.
Oh.
Do you know the conspiracy with Kraft, like Kraft mac and cheese and shit?
No.
That they take the unborn like miscarriages and shit, and they like take the cells from it and put it into Kraft mac and cheese and stuff.
Dog.
Look it up.
I mean, with like stem cell research, like you can make any human cell.
Like they
So
just
what's preventing you from making mac and
because it's like
cheese?
so cheap, they turn that into Kraft products.
I mean, I feel like
Isn't
it's
that
I feel
fun?
like it's cheaper to make mac and cheese. Than
I know, right? What do you? It's not like
What
a
do you-
fucking expensive thing to make. You make a
Especially-
powder and you
especially
put
Kraft mac and
shells.
cheese.
Those
Let me
dudes
look it
put
up.
0 time into making Kraft mac and
Is there like a
cheese.
trash can that I can throw this like gum?
Yeah,
It's not even that bad, Smeet.
toss it in the jet puff bag.
The jet puff. I was gonna eat these 7.
You want them?
No. Okay, so I'm looking at my IMDb page. There's a very good movie by Will Ferrell in here called Everything Must Go. Very.
It's like
indie.
it's about like a thrift store.
It's about it's about this guy who has to sell all of his stuff in his front yard because his wife kicked him out.
Oh.
An article from 2017. How scared should you be of macaroni and cheese?
I gave The Truman Show a 9. Wow, I must have really liked it. Boyhood, Manchester by the Sea, Mad Max Fury Road, The Wolf of Wall Street, Whiplash. All fantastic.
The Wolf of Wall Street
movies.
is a really good movie.
It is very good.
I watched it at a very young age.
I've watched
So-
it more times I've watched any other movie in my life.
I'd say the movie that I watched the most time is Good Will Hunting.
Really?
I've watched that.
I need to watch those old.
Have you never seen that?
No.
That's my top movie.
Really?
That's my top movie. That movie, I really like it. It makes me salty that I got rejected from MIT every time I watch it, but it's okay.
Was it based on MIT?
The kid, the professor's MIT professor, the kid like works at MIT.
Oh, really?
It's like a Boston film. He's from Eastie.
Well, no, I knew he was from Boston. I thought it was like Northeastern or BU or.
Northeastern back there was kind of poopy.
Really?
Yeah, it was known as a commuter school. Wasn't really ranked high, but like recently they're just like, we got a lot of money. We're just gonna build a bunch of research places and like hire a lot of professors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this shit badass as fuck.
The day I was leaving for Thanksgiving break my freshman year, there was a fire in a lab, so they had hazmat suits blocking off a section of the university.
That's so baller, dude.
They're like, yeah, we're not doing anything for the U.S. government behind here. It's
Well, I
okay.
mean, all their work for the U.S. government's pretty public.
Is that an alien?
Don't look at that.
he's like trying to escape. It's coming out of the fucking women's bathroom.
Meow, meow.
Holy shit, he's got a fucking gun!
Oh, look, there's some hazmat suits blocking. Holy shit, is that an alien?
The alien's in the hazmat suit. It's the perfect disguise.
Just like books it. Bro,
Aliens are just mad funny. Meow, meow, meow.
dude, what? Like, we always pretend like aliens have like this weird fucking way of speaking, but what if they just spoke like German?
Like that's the one language
Yeah,
they
they
researched.
were able to like watch us, but they could only get like a signal from Germany.
They only observed during World War II, so that all of their ideals are based off
we
of
would still
Hitler.
be able to
They
get
come back and
They
they
have, like-
hate Jewish people.
They
Oh
have,
my
like
goodness.
Nazi type ideals, and they just fucking come back and they're like,
This is not my vision of aliens.
They have to. They like come and they're like, all right, how do people act? I hate Jewish people.
Back
and
to-
everyone's
back
like,
to the
whoa,
record.
what the fuck?
Back to
The-
the records.
the-
And it's just one Hitler speech that they just fucking
the
quote.
Voyager spacecraft, Voyager 2, they put just a bunch of stuff that they thought
Yeah, a bunch of
described
pictures
America,
and-
not America, but the
Elon Musk
world.
did that too, but he sent a Tesla in space.
He sent his own car into space, and a lot of people were saying, like, what if he had a body in the trunk? No one would know.
Yeah, what if someone was like hiding in the trunk as like a New Year's?
It's like a surprise birthday party. They're in his truck.
That
They're
Tesla
like,
Roadster.
Oh my god, I got you.
It just starts shaking.
is in orbit, or is going into orbit around Mars, so, like, you would never know if there was an employee.
That man is double down on the dead factor. He is beyond dead.
That man is worth more.
Or he's
than-
waiting there.
Oh my god, what is going on?
You just hear from the truck, like,
This little update's crazy. Dude, they have the alien from Northeast in their truck.
Oh my
Maybe they sent the alien back to space because he hated
because he
Jewish
started-
people.
Oh, that.
Maybe the alien himself is Jewish, but he doesn't understand what Hitler was talking about, so he hates
Yeah, but he doesn't know who Jewish people really are, so he's like,
What an interesting.
Except I don't
Conversation
think
about
aliens can be Jewish, but I
think
could be
aliens
wrong.
are racist.
I mean, there's a chance that there could be xenophobic aliens.
Xenophobic?
Hating Jewish people.
Not specifically Jewish people.
Is it not?
No, that's.
Oh, I've been using that word
Semimatic.
wrong the entire time.
Xenophobic is like any race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about xenomorphic?
I need an answer, Steve.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try some of this sugar-free. That's why it tastes like ass.
paper at the end of its life.
Sugar-free bazooka bubble gum.
It didn't taste like a bazooka bubble gum. The first bite of gum is the only thing that it's worth for.
Facts. I was eating gum because like my work has like this little community gum thing.
Yeah,
The
they're
Corona pit.
Yeah, they're like they spit their gum into a bucket and then everybody gets to pick out a piece.
That's how you get
afterwards.
herd immunity.
And they're like, oh, I got Rebecca's piece.
Oh my god, she left a piece for me.
Oh, it tastes so good. What did she have for lunch?
Your gum chewing is pretty close to your alien.
You speak really fast, like fucking German.
Fast German. Dude, you know what I was thinking recently? How the fuck is German like so angry? Like every other language is like just like very smooth.
Yeah.
But German is just so angry. And
Any
I
of
don't
those,
know how
like-
they captured that emotion so well in every word.
I have no idea. Any of those like German, Prussian, Slovakian, Balkan, all of those
Yeah.
are like naturally angry.
What language do you think captured the emotion of like sadness perfectly?
French.
You think French is sadness?
Yeah, because they're like zoo, boo, 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 zoo, boo. It sounds like they don't really even want to talk.
I don't
It sounds like they're kind of bored while they're speaking.
I
I
have no idea.
What emotion would you tie with like Italian?
don't know.
Horny.
I don't think I've heard.
Oh yeah, that guy's horny for
I
sure.
don't think I've heard enough Italians or French people speak to say what their language.
French is such a cool language.
Would you say Japanese
My uncle
is
is
an angry
completely
language?
French.
Really?
His kids only speak French.
That's crazy, dude.
It's funny, like in that country, like if you're going to high school, middle school, or any like or their version of it, like you take the French metro. Like there's no school buses.
Really?
Yeah. Even if you're like a little dinker of a kid, like I'm like,
Dinker?
They're
yeah,
like, yeah, you're gonna get robbed. It's
you're
okay.
you're gonna get robbed, but you're gonna get a good education. You're gonna get an education about being robbed.
How to
I
not
don't think
get
anybody's
robbed.
robbing anybody in France, honestly.
No, there's a
No,
there's a
yeah,
good.
There's a bad,
especially for
pickpocketing
tourists.
thing, yeah. There, in all of Europe, there's like pickpocketing is a real problem. Dude, that
That would
gum
be
is
an awesome
already out of
profession.
flavor.
I know.
That was like 2
It's
minutes.
not even out of flavor. It's like repulsive. Like it makes me mad that Mike gave me that.
Like, I'm gonna have to leave. This was disgusting.
Matt's flat Coke, half bag of marshmallows.
And this shitty bazooka bubble gum. This is the worst welcoming gift I've ever
Bro,
received.
you took it yourself. I didn't offer you anything. You just took it.
I know, but it was so bad that I hate you now as a result.
I really thought that it was gonna be expired, but got another year on it.
Do you think aliens are real?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
They have
Yeah,
to be
the-
real.
I mean, yeah.
Like
Come on.
if you're like the sciencey side of it, you got 200 billion stars.
What
Yeah,
about like the
this
religion
galaxy.
side of it?
What do you mean with the religion side of it?
Yeah, like, I'm a devout Christian. Like, how would you explain aliens to me?
I feel like any devout Christian understands the concept of aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, it's one of those things like I cannot just be like, here's my alien. So like right at this point, like people have the right to believe what they want to believe,
Yeah.
but you can also just take like a statistically backside and be like, well, if you believe in the science, you can see how many galaxies there are. 200 billion stars, I think, in this galaxy. 200 trillion galaxies in the universe that we know of right now.
Yeah.
Ever expanding. There's like a quote. It's just like there's two possibilities. That we are alone in the universe or that we're not, and then both are equally terrifying.
do you think that it's like, how crazy do you think other civilizations would be in terms of like comparing it to fiction, I guess?
Well, there's a thing out of science fiction. It's called the Kardashian scale or something like that, where you have like type 1, type 2, type 3
Yeah,
civilizations.
I've heard about that.
We're not even close
Yeah.
to type 1.
Yeah.
Type 1 is like we can take all the energy of the sun, like make a Dyson sphere or something. And the thing is, type 2, 3, as you go up the scale, like you get more like to a godlike civilization. So we would see if there's a 3, 4, 5 civilization by now. But since we don't,
Smeet, for all the uneducated people in the crowd who are not me, because I know what that is.
Hey.
Like, can you please explain what a Dyson sphere is? I know what it is.
a Dyson
It's for the people.
It's for the
not
people.
me. Not for
A
me.
Dyson sphere is basically like a big metallic sphere around a circle. It's probably gonna be like a constellation of mirrors that you can basically all the energy that's coming out of the sun, it goes into your Dyson sphere.
Oh, so would it would surround the sun? Would it be like tight to the sun, or would it be like it's just as big as?
Like
It-
used or
It wouldn't be
slept around?
It wouldn't be
around the sun?
right towards the sun. It'd be a little bit out.
Okay.
But you also gotta like look at like it's not possible right now with
Yeah.
any means of our capacity. Like if you want,
What if we used metal?
like you have to mine Mercury, like the planet Mercury. You gotta basically, the idea is you mine Mercury, kinetically shoot out all the material, and then assemble it around the sun as you do it.
How? Why?
Why? Because if you like think about solar panels now, like their efficiency like is around like the 20%.
Pretty
range.
good. Yeah, no, bad. It's very bad.
But like if all the energy, if you're coming from the sun, like if you're taking all of that, the efficiency of that, you wouldn't need to do any other material or wouldn't need to use any other fuel.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you can,
I remember
can
looking
harness
at
the
this
sun.
and being like, I don't like the type 1 through 6 civilizations, and being like, I didn't even know like these were possible.
It's all like a metric of like how much energy you can control, like the energy of the sun, energy solar or energy of one star system, energy of galaxy, so on, so on.
What were you thinking when they dropped the information that they have UFOs like in possession? I guess.
I mean, it's kind of given, you know.
Do you think there are extraterrestrial beings like
Monitoring us
on this planet?
On this planet, no.
No, like prisoner, I guess.
Prisoner, no.
You don't think so?
No.
Do you think there ever were?
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's hard to say. Like, I did a lot of research on Mars and Martian water, this past semester. So like the recent consensus is that it was a planet near to Earth.
Mhm.
So you can make the assumption that there was life on Mars
But
previously. So
But everyone always thinks it's gonna be some kind of like thing that's like our height, you know.
everybody has this like
But-
preconception that it's gonna be like a little green dude going.
but like we don't have any like fucking glip
But it
glops
could be
stuck
like a
in
mushroom.
Area
This,
51.
like it could be a
Yeah,
mushroom.
exactly. That's what I mean. Like if we have water, there's like bacteria in the water, and that's like
Considered
a
alien
living
life form.
creature.
Yeah,
so.
that's NASA's very like strict on like what they send up to space so they don't contaminate. Like there was
Someone sneezes on it by accident. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
good. We gotta
That was-
fucking rebuild it.
no they
Coronavirus is
they
in space.
smashed one of their aircrafts into Jupiter or Saturn because of, like there might be a possibility that it might land on a planet like or a moon like Europa, and they don't want to take that risk of contaminating, so they just send it into a gas giant and let it burn
Dog,
up.
that'd be so dope if it landed on something else.
But
If I
you
was
went to
NASA,
that-
I'd be like, let's make a pit stop at Europa. That sounds fucking
well,
dope.
it was like a robotic probe. So like, say that probe, like it was basically dead. It goes into Europa. It contaminates that planet with maybe some life forms. You go to that planet, you're like, oh wow, there's life. How would you know if that came from Earth now at that point?
yeah,
Like that
that's true.
testing would kind of
Can't
be.
you compare it?
You
things like
could,
that?
but like at that point it would be really mutated based on like living and adapting to Europa. So it would just be cleaner if you look
Yeah.
at it.
Surprised we don't play God in a sense and just use Europa as our test case.
Well, I mean, what would you guess NASA's budget is? Like as a percent of the United States budget.
Oh, like 50?
What?
50%?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Do you think NASA
Yes. Are you kidding me?
okay.
consists of
Wait,
50%
wait,
bro.
of the
Wait.
national
Okay.
budget?
Bro, with,
Mike has his 50%. What is your percent?
I'm gonna say like 2%.
you think
Okay.
2?
It's
What else would they be spending it
it's
on?
0.4%.
Wow, that's crazy.
Bro, what are they spending money on?
the military, Mike.
Bro, our
I
military
guarantee-
could fucking annihilate our solar system at this point. What the fuck do we need to spend more money on it for?
0.4%.
That's insane.
That's
like-
less than a half of 1% goes to NASA.
How much is that? in
It's
terms
around-
of,
it's
like-
around-
$6.
It's around 21 billion, I think.
That's it.
That's 0.4% of our fucking budget. Are you
We're
joking?
probably also deficit spending.
Oh, yeah.
We probably don't.
We're
even make-
deficit spending, but the thing is, like,
How much do you think goes towards our national debt?
that's what we do pay.
In the
We
budget?
pay interest
Yeah.
each year. We pay billions of dollars because of our debt each year. So each year we increase our deficit. Each year we pay more for our deficit.
Wow, my 50% guess. That sounds
That
like a fucking
50% was
dumbass.
atrocious, Mike.
That
That
sounds
was
like
one
a-
of the worst guesses I have ever heard.
Bro,
Hearing like NASA is underfunded, you should not have guessed 50% of the national.
NASA is very much underfunded to the point where that's the reason why for nearly 10 years we had to go to Russia to send our astronauts to space.
Oh,
do you think that they're trying to snuff it out so they don't lose control over everyone?
What do you mean by that?
Like, this is like super conspiracy shit, like Illuminati. Like, do you think like some sort of like high organization is trying to snuff out sort of space travel and research like that?
I mean, if I was a leader of a high level,
Of the world, quote unquote.
if I was the leader, then I would go to space to get more stuff. If you there's like a crazy metric. The asteroid belt, the worth of the asteroid belt. If you had all the material from the asteroid belt, each person in the world would have $100 billion. Like that's how much money is in. Like there's like mile wide asteroids just made of platinum, for example.
But
Like your phone is made out of things called like REMs and conflict minerals that you get like from war zones and like disputed areas, which like takes a bunch of money to like mine and everything. But if you just have like little robotic probes mining up asteroids, sending it down, and then they land in the ocean, pick them up.
that's crazy, dude.
But aren't they like? I know 0 point energy is something that we're getting close to, but like every time something crazy breaks out about it, it kind of like gets snuffed out because like they
Well-
don't want gasoline to go away.
That was one of the I'm not a huge conspiracy person, but like sometimes I look at the stories. Like there was a person who developed like a car that ran on water,
Yeah.
which is plausible because like rocket fuel, a big component of that is hydrogen and oxygen,
Yeah.
and he was dead very quickly.
It's like Jeff
Do you
Epstein.
know
Very
exactly?
Jeff Epstein was making a water car, and then they tried to trick us all. And then we got him. Yeah.
We got him.
Oh, he's a pedophile. Yeah.
You
Don't
you
even-
know like the miracle berry, like you always see on YouTube, like you pop the miracle berry and like very sour foods taste sweet.
Yeah, I've heard
Like
of that.
you-
Yeah.
you
Oh,
take
yeah,
a
I've
miracle
heard
berry,
of it,
then you
yeah.
can eat a lime.
Yeah.
That was like banned in the United States because of the sugar companies lobbying.
Really?
Yeah, the sugar companies didn't want a pill that or a berry, a natural product that you could take in replace of sugar, or even the threat of
That's
replacing sugar.
crazy.
That's why I think that fucking NASA's underdeveloped because they're trying to like. I want to stay in my bubble because I rule this bubble. I don't want.
NASA always requests a higher budget.
And they don't get it.
And the
No.
government's like, we fucking hate you.
Hey, we want
actually.
control
A
of
lot
our
of
planet.
people-
We don't want other people controlling us.
Well, a lot of people point and say like, why do we need to spend money on space? We got a bunch of problems here. But then there's also like the argument of like,
Here isn't gonna exist very long.
here isn't going to exist very long. The stuff you do out there helps here. The reason we have GPS phones, handheld drills, solar
handheld
panels,
guns.
it's all from the space program.
Flip phones,
There's like
rotary phones.
there's a engineering principle that if you put in a set
Trans
amount of money, you usually get 10 times that amount of money out of innovation.
Yeah.
Like the first person to travel across the Atlantic, the reason he traveled across the Atlantic is not because like, oh, I want to do that. It was because of money.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
mean,
competition.
You don't have to shadow drop him. It's Christopher Columbus.
it's not Chris.
It's not Crisco.
Bro.
First person to fly over the Atlantic, Charles Lindbergh.
The
he-
Lindbergh experiment.
he-
of course.
It was like a competition set out. Who the first person who get this will get this set amount of money. And everyone trying to make their airplanes, they put in 10 times the amount of money cumulatively as the prize pool. So the reason that like SpaceX, Blue Origin, all these companies started reusable rockets, there's a competition called the X Prize, started by Peter Diamandis. He didn't even have the money at the time. He just said, I'm putting up $10 million for the first aircraft that can go up to the von Karman line, which is like the edge of space, come back and then reuse it. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, gotta do that.
The edge of space.
Yeah, so that's like where people say that's where space starts. So if you cross the von Karman line, then you get like a little badge, like you get your astronaut wings or something.
That's so. Dope.
So
Dude, I want to take a dump after that line. That'd be dope.
the von Karman.
First dude to shit in space.
Well, you wouldn't be that.
Yeah, there have been many people that shit in this space.
So he put $10 million, but there's hundreds of millions of dollars of development.
That's
for
crazy.
that craft and
Is
stuff.
SpaceX fully indie, or are they behind, or is the government behind them?
Well,
SpaceX.
they're their own startup company. They're privately held, but they did get subsidies at a certain point. But Elon Musk, he paid him back.
Yeah.
Like that's the argument. Like, oh, Elon Musk is against government handouts, but he said like, oh, there's a place for it. He paid him back. But a big part of SpaceX's business is government contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So NASA, the military, they'll be like, oh, I want a certain amount of satellites to launch up. Can you do this for me? Then they'll be
Yeah,
like, yep.
I know that's where they get most of their money from to do the stuff like that people see in the news, like launching the shit to Mars and all that.
Like the 2 astronauts that they launched for their Demo 2 mission, like it was part of the commercial crew program, so they were paid to launch those 2.
At what point, like, do you think SpaceX is trying to do it through like indie means, so that they don't have any like?
Well, they have missions for themselves now.
Yeah.
Like they're launching Starlink, which is like their next revenue stream, which is they just want to bring like broadband internet everywhere.
Mhm.
So they get permission from the regulating bodies of rocket launch their own rockets with their own hardware. Like they build everything.
Yeah.
So That's pretty close to being like indie, I guess, if you want to put it.
Like, do you think when they get their plan where they're like, hey, we're gonna colonize Mars, at what point do you think
They'll be independent.
like systematical governments kind of
It's hard
disband?
to say, like with the government part, because I think the colonization will always be, at the start, very least, is going to be government held.
Yeah, but like, who owns it?
Oh, probably the United States, because SpaceX is an American company.
Imagine being the president of
Mars.
America and Mars.
Well,
I'm sure they'll elect somebody over
it's kind of it's the same thing as like Britain in colonial times. Like, I am the king of Britain and all of its colonies.
Yeah, so it's
Mars
gonna
would
be
just
like,
be like a colony.
hey, I'm John Smith, president of Mars.
President, yeah, Viceroy of Mars. I mean, Elon Musk, his initial plan before SpaceX was to buy Russian rockets and launch a greenhouse to Mars just to get like people interested in space again.
That's crazy.
There's already a huge interest in space, like already because of
well, like
efforts, I'd say.
yeah, more so, but like there's also a reason why NASA has 0.4% of the budget is public opinion. Like during the Apollo program, the peak budget of NASA was 4%. Around 4%.
Really?
Yeah, only 4%. And that was during think about everything they did in the Apollo era.
Yeah.
Like from nothing, from 50 years earlier, the first human flight to landing on the moon in 1969.
Do you think it's fake or real?
I think it's real because if the Americans faked it, why would the Soviet Union accept that? If the Soviet Union's competing with America for all this time, socially, economically, culturally, why would they be like, oh yeah, you got to the moon?
And then they used it as like a political sort of.
Like, we're better than you. We're technologically better than you.
That's why I feel like they got that much funding is because they found means that space travel could be used as a political advantage.
Did
over
you
other
see that
countries.
meme that was like, America was like the first person on the moon, and then it was like the USSR, like first woman in space, first person
Oh,
in
yeah.
space, first
Yeah.
animal in space.
So, like, the USSR did a lot, but, like, the reason that everyone's, like, we won a space race, it's highly because, like, oh, like, we're Americans, this is what we get fed.
Yeah.
But, like, it's kind of like we finished it off. Like, the Russians, or the Soviet Union, had a lot of plans to get to the moon, but, like, they had a huge rocket, but it's, like, if you look up a video or something later, it's, like, the biggest rocket explosion in history. Like, all of their final missions failed. So, like, while they all failed, like, the Americans, like, succeeded.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you? I don't know the legitimacy of this, but I remember seeing, and I think I looked it up and I thought it was true, but there was a picture that was like Americans spent millions of dollars developing a pen that could be used in space, and the Russians just used a pencil.
I think that I've heard that. I definitely heard that. But, like, the thing is, like, if you look at it face value, that's like, why would you do that? But then at the same time, you're gonna get, like, other developments and other breakthroughs that you can use. Like, even though you just made a pen, you probably developed a technology that you can use elsewhere.
Yeah, I made it. Hey,
I don't know too much of the legitimacy.
$13 million to get this space-proof pen.
dude, look at this.
Oh,
really.
I just use this pencil, bro. I don't.
I
know.
mean, if you look at throughout history, there's always moments like, why did the government do that? Like,
Yeah.
like there's governments that like try to train dolphins as spies and like beluga whales as spies.
Dog, that is so badass.
The
Dude,
carrier
imagine
pigeons.
you're like eating lunch. You're like, all right, here is the designated drop-off location, and you just see a dolphin like raise its head up, and you're like, what the fuck? And the dolphin's wearing sunglasses.
He's doing like a helo drop out of like fucking thousands of feet in the air. It's just like flop.
I think dolphins, other than humans, are the only animals that have sex just for pleasure.
Yeah, I saw that. That was I was talking.
Do you
about
think
that.
dolphins are like
So funny.
colonized at like the ocean floor?
No,
Like, do you think
they
there's
can't
like
go that deep.
there's like a civilization of dolphins?
Aren't they the
Atlantis.
smartest animals besides
Atlantis.
humans? Or is that whales?
It's hard to like develop like a kind of metric to define animals. Like
Yeah.
one animal might be like this. Like one animal might show emotion like this. Like there's elephants that like go back to like another elephant's gravesite and mourns. Like there's like documentation of that.
That's crazy.
You get some people say like whales have religion. Like it's
have religion.
it's very hard to define.
They're like, yeah, that's facts.
Bro.
That's facts.
Especially when you can't talk to a whale or anything. How can you define how intelligent?
Exactly. I saw this video of these monkeys, and they, like, I don't know, some TV crew put, like, a monkey with a camera in it, and they put it, like, in the middle of this, like, big monkey group, but apparently it was just, like, so they could watch them and see what they do, but apparently it was so realistic that the monkeys adapted it as one of their own,
Oh,
and,
wow.
like, they started to, like,
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
a monkey with a camera that was put
It was like a
into it?
robot, right?
no,
Like
it was like, was it a robot?
It was like a fake monkey that like the eyes were like cameras or
Yeah.
something. Like it was like a decoy kind of.
And then they
Weird.
they put it into like the family, and then one of them like dropped it off a tree,
I saw that. And it
Yeah.
was sad. It was
and
sad.
like they thought that it died
Oh
because
my
like they went
God.
and checked on it, and they thought it died, and so every monkey lined up to like touch its head.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
There's
after
like
it
there's like
died.
geographic like documentaries, like they always send like these robotic animals that can like swivel, move, make the noises so they can like infiltrate.
Yeah.
Because like if a
We've
person,
infiltrated the monkeys.
Yo, Tom's spitting facts. Bro, he's one of us.
You're like with a bunch of gorillas. It's just like. Oh.
gorillas is like scary.
Banana.
And they're like, damn,
Gorillas can like
that's facts, bro.
gorillas can like deadlift like 1,400 pounds.
Dude, those things are so fucking
Have we ever seen the
scary.
gorilla at like peak, like fucking body?
Well, if you
Mass.
there's a condition where like there's some monkeys, some chimps, they lose their hair, so they're hairless chimps, and you can see all their all their muscles. If
Yeah.
you're gonna like watch Planet of the Apes in a different way if you look up hairless chimps.
Like, you know how we like bodybuild?
They don't even their natural look.
Jesus Christ.
Let me see.
Yo.
Dude, these things are fucking massive.
Yo, those guys are fucking.
And the
built.
thing is, you don't see them working out. You just see them like hunting, living.
Damn.
But they are working out.
Well, like they're using their body
yeah,
to
they're
like
using their whole body all the time. They're
Yeah.
like shredded.
like if you like. We're just doing a podcast right now. We're not doing any physical activity or anything. But these monkeys, they're taking as much food as they need, so they're using it all properly. They're always walking. They're always being active.
Yeah. That's interesting. Bro, that's kind of fucking scary in a
Yeah.
sense. All of a sudden, they just fucking take us out.
this is like a really shitty quality image, but that looks terrifying.
Look up an albino gorilla. That looks majestic. If you want a little redemption.
Some eye bleach.
Some eye bleach, yeah. R/.
Oh, dude,
Look at him. Look at him go.
look how happy he is, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, but if NASA had a higher budget, just think of all the stuff that they could do. And like, not a lot of NASA stuff is mainstream or public too. Like, not a lot of people know what's going on with it.
Doug, I was gonna say, what if they had like a NASA but for like underwater?
They have a department called NOAA, National Organization of like Atmosphere and whatever.
That made me think though, because I was like, what if they find something fucking crazy?
Well, we know more about the surface of the moon than our oceans,
which is crazy.
which is crazy.
But I mean, like, I was gonna say like, what if they find something creepy? And then I remembered, what is that animal from Nemo, with the light on its head?
angler.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah, I know that's real. That's the
angler.
fucking craziest thing ever.
How
Yeah.
they're like bioluminescent and
Yeah.
Look up the anglerfish.
Well, like think about it. Like we can't even send most submarines to that depth, and then they can survive.
Like that. Look at that thing. The fact that that is a real animal.
There's like the more you look into like the animals of this planet, the more you're like you think about aliens. Like you only pick them like little green men, but like you look
Yeah.
at the things on Earth. Like look up a man of war, a Portuguese man of war.
Like, do you think that they're like? So I'm gonna take I guess Star Wars, for example.
Mm.
Like, you know those like planets that have like hubs for like all different people to show up, like space centers or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do you think those exist somewhere?
I mean, we haven't seen one, we haven't detected one, but it's plausible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Like,
Oh, these things are pretty tiny. Apparently, the anglerfish, they're pretty small.
well, they have to be because there's a thing called hydrostatic pressure when you go down into water, and you have like basically forces coming at all areas. So if you're like a small sphere, that's like the perfect kind of.
Yeah,
Shape
it's
to
only
fend off.
6 inches big, so it's like.
That's
that
why
big.
submarines are like elongated and like curved.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
have like blocky giant ones.
What was the thing you wanted me to look up?
A Portuguese man of war.
Portuguese mana.
Like if you think of aliens,
Man
look
o' war. Wow, that thing is.
like if you like look how try to find how like long they are. Like their tentacles are like hundreds of feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they got venom too.
Oh,
so they
they're
can...
very deadly.
Oh, God, dude.
It's like, I want aliens to just like show up
Just show up.
randomly.
Yeah. I mean, like all like the science fiction is like
165 feet.
165 feet, Mike.
Jesus fuck.
A little jellyfish touching you. Aliens, that would really change everyone's perspective on the world.
It would crush religion.
Well, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Actually,
I don't think so.
I think religion is such a big part of people's lives.
Do you think it would adapt, or do you think they would just like not believe it?
Well, you see a lot of people not believing what's in front of them right now.
Exactly. That's why I'm like,
If someone tells you like on the internet or something that aliens are found, you'd be like, no.
bro. But if you're like on live news, they have like a fucking
Well, you see fake news.
like
Like
when
people are like fake news. They'll say the same for that.
true, but like a live feed of like take for when Mars attacks.
Yeah.
Like they fucking drop down, like some royal fucking man walks out, and it's
Well,
just like dog.
You know that famous book movie War of the Worlds.
Yes.
Like there's sections of it. People be like, "What are you talking about?" No, and they're like, we're getting blasted right now.
We're dying.
We're dying.
We're
What do
dying.
you mean?
I-
But
In some scenarios, I wish stuff like that would happen.
prehistoric animals are also crazy, like a giant sloth.
Do you believe that like megalodons
Used to exist.
they used to?
Yeah.
Is that like a proven
I'm
fact?
fairly certain because they found their teeth and they've been massively higher.
Aren't there like I think I saw a picture, so I might be wrong, but is it true that their teeth are like one tooth is the size of like a human?
I don't think human, but like very large. Like it would like be larger than my hand, holding it.
Yeah.
One, two?
Well, so no, it did actually exist.
Mm.
I think Matt's thinking on the scale of like fucking skyscraper,
Oh,
but like
God.
turned wide.
So here's
It-
like the actual like jaw.
Yeah, that
Yoked.
makes sense.
Yoked. It's just like a different world, a different atmospheric makeup can allow for those animals. I mean, and also like the ocean because of the buoyancy and like you're not fighting against gravity. It's easier for food to go down your system and you can grow, and there's
Yeah.
more food. That's why you see bigger animals in the oceans.
So apparently it was like 59 feet long.
Think about that.
Jesus.
A 59-foot shark.
That's
The
horrible.
biggest great whites are like half that.
Wow.
I don't know. That shit would make me like.
That's like
Quiver in your boots.
like you hear all those olden tales of the kraken, like
Dog.
like you're like, oh, that's crazy, but like there's some basis for it.
I hope
You
the
know what's
Kraken
weird?
was
The
real.
Kraken isn't even like that dangerous compared to animals that really exist.
There was a spill.
I hope the Kraken's real.
You you got a napkin for me?
That-
I can clean it up.
That's the shittiest little fucking. It's
You
whatever.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I hope the Kraken's real.
I think I mean I feel like there's enough historical text for it, enough basis for it. They probably like saw like a giant squid and were like,
Yeah, but like you look at like fiction again, like something that could swallow a ship whole, like shit like that.
Nah, it's probably like that. Probably stemmed from like a big storm. Some like sailors that haven't drank water or eaten food in a long time. They started hallucinating, and then they're like,
The guardian of Davy Jones' locker.
What is Davy Jones? What is that?
It's just an undersea grave. It's
Oh,
in the
really?
Bermuda Triangle, I believe.
I don't know anything about it.
I mean,
Do you know the biggest animal to ever exist is an actual animal right now?
Yeah, it's
Shot of
called
the whale.
Matthew
It's the
Philip
blue
Ross.
whale.
whale.
110.
It's called Matthew Ross. I mean, yeah, it's very
110 feet, Smeet.
110 feet.
That's how long your wiener is. That's very.
Hey.
That's very
Man.
big.
How do you know that?
That's dangerous.
Matt and I have known each other a long time.
Yeah, he's whipped it out on multiple occasions.
And I was like, whoa! 110 feet?
Whoa, get that thing out of my room.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
It's funny though, like we have the biggest thing right now, but if you look back, all the giant things, like you had centipedes that were like I don't know, like a few feet long.
You're lying.
Oh, look up like giant prehistoric centipedes. You're gonna poo yourself.
Do you think like dinosaurs had civilization, or like
No,
Oh, I'm gonna poop myself. That is
that's
disgusting.
right now. Oh yeah, that's like right now. I'm talking about like. Matt's looking at a picture of a centipede eating an alligator, I think.
holy shit?
All the bugs, all the animals, back in prehistoric times, because I think it was the levels of oxygen in the atmosphere, they were bigger.
Bro, I don't know if it's fake or not, but I saw an article last night about a human-sized bat.
Oh, no, that actually exists.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
I was looking at pictures of it while I was at school. I'm not trying to be gross, but if I went back in time to like when this shit existed, I would probably shit myself if I saw any of these
No,
things.
like people are like afraid of like little dinky spiders, like
Yeah.
arachnophobia. The things back then, the things in the world right now that you don't know of, and the things back then that you don't know of would like you just end it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
look,
if I saw a centipede that size, I would legitimately shit
Like
myself.
what can you do? Like there's a centipede that can eat you. Like like in this world, you just look at a centipede like yeah. But
You're
like back
oh,
then, you're
dude,
like
that's fucking gross.
Bro, I guess you just fight
like
till
there's
you're dead.
there's spiders that eat birds in this world right now, like a Goliath spider, like the
Yeah.
size of a dinner plate. Think back like prehistoric times.
Yeah, this is the picture I remember seeing.
Yeah, I saw that one. That fucks me up, dude.
I don't know if that's real. I think
Dude,
that's
that
real.
fucks me up.
That's a whole lot of Rona.
Dude, that
one
fucks
picture.
me up. Imagine you're like laying down in bed and all of a sudden it like crawls onto your bed
Yeah.
and like gets on top of you.
Bats aren't like dangerous though, are they? They might be. I could be wrong.
They can. The most dangerous thing, as you know from Corona, is like the stuff that they spread.
Yeah.
But you also have like the blood sucking bats, like where that whole vampire thing comes from, is because some bats do suck blood.
Do you think Corona was man-made?
I don't know.
Because I saw a lot of evidence proving that it was
I
man-made.
mean, like if you look at China, they have concentration camps right now for a minority of Muslims. Not a minority of Muslims, but a Muslim minority in China
I
called
saw
the Uyghurs. And the people are saying that they were starting those concentration camps. They created this bioweapon to kill them off, but then they also created a global pandemic to get the scene and the camera away from them. But like, I'm naturally not inclined to not controversy, but conspiracy.
you saw that one. I saw one where they were trying to snuff out the Hong Kong like riot stuff with it.
The thing about that is like I know that China has the capability of snuffing out without a bioweapon. Like if you bring a bioweapon into like a civilian zone, that's gonna escalate a whole lot more. But the interesting thing about it is China's like cultural and economic like hold or grasp over everything. Like The Martian. Have you guys watched that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they get like the Chinese space agency to help them like succeed the mission. That the reason that that's in the movie is so that the film could be played in China.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Wow.
things.
It's not. I mean, those two conspiracies aren't out of the realm of possibility. like
Yeah.
in the slightest.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I don't know. I feel like I don't know what. I don't know.
what I think is, like, it's not a bioweapon, but China is under documenting its.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure.
Because, like,
Because didn't they say like? I know a couple months ago, if you looked at the cases, they were only having like 2 new cases.
they
a
were
day.
having like less cases than
Yeah,
like
they're
Italy.
lying about their
Yeah.
numbers.
But like it's just like
Everybody
how
is.
do you fact check that? How can you check it?
You can't.
There's one thing that came out that China had like in like I didn't look into it too much. I just like saw it, so it could be wrong, but I saw this thing. It was like China had 21 million less registered cell phone users.
Really?
Yeah. So like why would you have that many less cell phone users in like a random period
Yeah.
unless they died?
It's like, it's crazy because I saw another article where it was like they did like actual cell research of it, and they were like, this is not naturally occurring.
Mm.
And I was just like, oh fuck.
It's hard because like SARS COVID it's not a new thing.
Yeah.
It's like a mutation of a thing.
Yes.
So like you could have factors that kind of mess with how you can trace it. So it's just like really hard to tell.
I think I don't want to like be culturally insensitive, but I think you can only eat.
The best way to start a sentence.
But if
They,
you have
do
a
you
dog,
see how many animals they have in like those animal
And
markets?
those wet, I think they're called wet markets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, like, I guarantee a lot of those animals weren't like properly cleaned
No.
before you eat them.
No.
You
So I
think?
think that there was only like you could only do it for so long. Before I mean, on you
You-
couldn't expect something like this.
Exactly.
But
You have books warning about COVID like thing. Like
Yeah.
there's books written in like 2011 or something warning about the Chinese wet markets.
yeah,
And like a bat driven global pandemic.
Do you think that like bat story is the true cause of it all? Like that's how it started.
I don't know why not. Bats carry a lot of diseases.
Yeah, I think that is definitely plausible. Remember that movie we watched, Contagion? Like it started from
Yeah,
that one pig.
yeah.
That chef cooked it up. One woman, she traveled back to the country. Global pandemic. Like that, you see that whole like case zero thing. Like it's definitely like it's exponential growth. Like one person infects two, two do four, so on, so on.
Yeah. I think it's surprising we haven't been killed off already.
Do you think it's gonna die out soon, or do you think it's just gonna forever grow?
Well, I mean, as soon as we develop a
Well-
vaccine, it'll probably slow down.
It'll slow
but-
down. The thing is, it will like basically be ever present, but the media and our views on it will diminish. Like as soon as a vaccine comes out, you're gonna see people like partying, going out, even though
people already are.
yeah, exactly. But like people are gonna be like, oh, it's over. There's a vaccine. They're not even gonna be vaccinated yet, but they're gonna be like, oh, it's over. Like as soon as like that mental shift happens, that's how it's gonna be. Like we're gonna return to normalcy. It's not gonna be like, oh, we eradicated, corona.
COVID doesn't exist.
'Cause-
Party.
Like we can eradicate like diseases, but like a virus is like a different kind of game.
Do you think the masks are gonna go away ever? I think. That's,
I think mandated mask will go, like it'll definitely go away. Like at Northeastern I have to wear a mask this semester. Like
Yeah.
things like that, like forceful things like that will go away. But I think there's gonna be like a cultural shift
yes.
where people are
that's what I
gonna
was
be
thinking.
more inclined. Like you see it in like Asian countries, like
Japan.
people naturally wear masks, and like I think that's a good thing. Like
Yeah.
cleanliness, like if you want to do that. So I think you're gonna shift more towards that. I think people. Well, one good thing out of this is that people are more hygienic,
Yeah, for sure.
more aware of what they're doing.
Do you think there's gonna be a second wave of it this upcoming winter, fall?
I think so.
Do you think it's gonna hit as hard as the initial wave?
No. I mean, hit us hard is like it's all based on how the media portrays it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you spin it a certain way, you can get corona to be like the worst thing in American history.
The only reason I'm like skeptical about it is, do you know anybody who had it or got it?
My mom's a nurse practitioner, so she had patients die from it.
Yeah, but like, do you know anybody like within your personal bubble that had got it?
Not my personal bubble, no. But
I don't know anybody either. Do you?
My some of my coworkers had it a couple months ago, and my coworker's mom tested positive for it.
Interesting. Because I remember Liz went and got tested, and like we were out in the city, like I didn't even have a mask on, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'm negative." I was just like, "Okay."
Well, the good thing about corona is that, based off of current research, is like surface to person transmission is very minuscule compared to the relative scheme of things.
Yeah.
Most transmission is person to person. So even though you didn't have a mask, you were with people that were most likely all negative, so it didn't matter.
That's crazy.
But like
I mean, I suppose that's a good thing.
yeah, like you can sit on a surface and it might have some traces of COVID, and like there's still like that you might get it, you might not, but it's much more possible if you had COVID and I was sitting next to you and I got it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. It's a wild time we're in with all this.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been much like total growth in terms of society from it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you wish people just banded together and were like, "Yep, we're gonna stay indoors for a bit. We're gonna put on our masks."
Do you think we could like totally get rid of COVID if we had like a month where nobody left the house?
Yeah.
You see, that's how fucking easy it would be.
But like, there's no way you can do that though.
No, there's no way. I was
No
just
way.
thinking, because as soon as you're like, all right, you have to stay inside for a month.
There's no way to
Yeah.
enforce it.
Well, that
no
and
way to
people would be
sustain
like,
it.
no, there's no way I'm
There's
doing
no way to
that.
enforce, no way people do it, and then there's also like the essential people that need to go out.
Yeah.
Like, if everyone's in, then you're just gonna get like a progressive breakdown of society. Like, if the farmers are not going out to farm, not gonna get food. If the healthcare workers aren't treating the people who can't just leave the hospital and stay outside, like there needs to be a certain process of how you approach it. Like, you can't just be like, we're all staying inside. We're gonna do that.
I mean, there's like no way to like answer it, but it's like
It's just like a lot of it's a lot of mismanagement from the administration, and a lot of it is like fault of the people. Like, if you look at UNC that closed down.
Yeah, I saw that.
All the kids were like partying and stuff, and the university wasn't like they made a water slide and people were just going down it, and the university isn't enforcing it. Luckily, like Northeastern is like they're threatening to revoke admission.
New Hampshire's gone to like 100% capacity everywhere. They haven't had any new cases in a while.
You also have to. So I've gone to New Hampshire like my whole life, and as soon as you pass like the capital, Nashua, there's like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's where there are no cases. Is where everybody is like 1,000 feet apart.
Exactly.
Because there's like nobody there.
But like right where we're on the border.
I went zip lining in New Hampshire with Alyssa, and even the zip lining protocols were very strict. Like, mask at all times. Like, they used to do like racing with two people like very close to each other. They limited it very strictly to like a certain party at a time.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's the thing though. Like I mean, there are still cases in southern New Hampshire.
Fucking what just opened up? Water Country opened up. I wonder how long until that gets shut down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, the thing is, like, how high is your desire to go to an amusement park during a pandemic that you have to go to an amusement park?
Is it still pandemic level now? Has it dropped?
Yeah, it's still pandemic.
It's still pandemic. I think it's still actually the cases in the world are going up every day.
They will be going up for. It's really just like, I think things should be open up. I don't have a problem at all with that, but like it should be on the people that are just like a little bit more socially cautious about it. Like, wear your mask, stay a little bit apart, do the right thing for you, and then if you know that you're like a compromised immunity, don't do this stuff. Like, you can wait.
I think amusement parks are fine. I just don't think 100% capacity is a good thing.
Mm.
I also think that they should have protocols where they wipe down the rides.
Yeah.
Like, there should definitely be things in line. I just wouldn't shut it down 100%.
Yeah.
See, I don't believe this. China's reporting that they're only having 100 new cases a day.
Yeah, bullshit. Add a couple zeros to that. You know how big their fucking country is?
I think every country is not doing the right numbers.
Except fucking, what is it, Denmark?
Denmark.
They're just like, yeah, we're okay now.
We're
don't
okay.
have it.
I think you have countries like every single country is probably lowering their
Oh, they're faking it. 'Cause
faking
it's
it just for their image. Like the United States probably has more cases than documented.
Yeah.
European countries probably has way more than documented, and that's just how it is. Countries are gonna do that for saving their face.
Hey, America's going down in new cases.
Oh, are they?
Currently.
Ooh.
They spiked at the end of July, and since then, we've basically eradicated it with 40,000 cases.
40,000 daily cases.
We basically eradicated it with
COVID is
40,000
gone.
cases a day.
That whole eradication stuff is pretty cool. Like, you know how they eradicated smallpox? Like everyone, like, people don't get smallpox anymore. Like, it's everyone's vaccinated. It's gone from us. But, like, they have places, CDC centers, where they have strains of smallpox stored away.
That's fucking horrifying.
Just in case they needed it to develop against a bioweapon or something. Or research.
I hate to bring up conspiracies again, but isn't it crazy how they brought it
Isn't
up?
it a little weird?
That they brought it up like they brought it up like during the year of the election, so they can make it like kind of like a political game.
I think it's definitely been politicized, but by both sides.
Oh, 100%.
Both
Are
sides.
you kidding?
Yeah.
I think there's a part of me that believes that it's a thing because of the upcoming election.
Perhaps, but I think a lot of it is the stuff that we're feeling right now is a mismanagement of the current administration, and then there's also instances where it's to the other party's benefit to keep stuff closed.
It's literally just like, I don't know. It's all evil.
It's just it's a sad truth that that's how our country is run.
Yeah,
That like a pandemic can be politicized in order to get a certain viewpoint.
that's why I think space travels are one.
Space
key.
travel, yeah.
It's our one key to
Catch
kinda,
me
like-
with a asteroid mining startup one day.
Uh-oh.
They say
Go-
the first trillionaire will be a space miner.
Yeah.
A space miner.
can-
A space miner.
All you have to do is be under 18.
Yeah.
You're already halfway
They
there.
can mine these nuts.
Oh my goodness.
How much do you think my nuts are worth?
Well, sperm donors, don't they get a good amount of money?
Oh!
Can I send my sperm into space?
Be the
Hey,
first space sperm donor.
That
we got-
reminds me of like that place in Svalbard where they have a copy, like a batch of every seed ever existed in the country in case of like a global apocalypse, so people can regrow.
That is horrifying.
It's like
Imagine.
it's an island north of Norway, and they built it into like a glacial mountain.
Dog, I bust that many nuts on the daily.
There's millions.
You bust mountainous nuts. What is this place called?
It's Svalbard Seed Vault.
Oh yeah,
The
let me look
seed
that up.
I don't know
That's
the
what they
exact.
call my fucking balls.
Svalbard Sea Vault.
Seed Vault. Seed Vault. Seed. Yeah.
Oh okay. there
Bro,
it is.
imagine being like the sole
at it.
woman to
Dude, that is
repopulate the
so
world.
Dope.
Komodo dragons, they can reproduce themselves.
It's funded by the Norwegian government.
Yeah, they're probably just like, build the
Well-
seed vault. I will donate.
Into the
daily.
mountain.
Norway has this like big oil fund. Like it's like a $50 billion oil fund
For what?
just for their country. Like their country invests.
Like imagine me and this dude putting people's sperm.
They
away.
get-
It's not sperm. It's like corn seeds.
Oh, that sucks.
You thought it was like
Dude, I thought it was sperm. Imagine you like walking down the hallway and you like
No.
fucking trip. and
No.
fall.
No. That's like from like that like Mark Wahlberg movie.
Dude, oh.
No. It's like corn seeds and apple seeds.
I would
I
never.
don't fucking want that. Are
Bro,
you
I would
kidding me?
never work at a sperm
Well,
donor place.
if the world ended, you'd want seeds to regrow.
Yeah, but like, what if everybody died and it's just like, oh, we got a bunch
Yeah.
of apple seeds?
It's like
and
We'll build a tree.
Well,
We got
I hope
corn.
the aliens love apples. It's just a redundancy feature.
Dog, imagine like the world.
We
ended.
need to open a nut vault.
Dog, imagine the fucking world ended and it's like hundreds of years past and aliens show up and it's just a note on the tree that just says, "Yo, we fucked up. Have these apples."
What the fuck is an apple?
Yo, he's like,
Well, it's just like
You have a lot
they
of
fucking
like,
bring it into this like chamber and they're like looking at it. They're like,
calculating.
you have a lot of like Armageddon level, apocalyptic level things.
like the flat Coke. I'm
Like the
drinking.
flat Coke that you're drinking. Like
we have like a safeguard though.
like
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
the
of things-
seeds.
The nut vault.
A lot of things that would end the world, but not humans.
Really?
Can sperm
Yeah.
be held for millions of years?
I don't know.
Like, can you sustain sperm for that?
That's a
long?
very like interesting part where like biology meets technology. Like
robotic.
if you think
sperm.
about a sperm is basically like a code.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you could transfer that to a computer, could you store people's information?
Oh.
Like the human genome sequencing, like that's humans' code.
That brings me back to another thing I wanted to bring up. Do you think we're gonna get to a point where we can upload ourselves to computers?
Yeah.
Or do you
Probably.
think that is?
I mean,
like-
there's like a whole supercomputer front. Countries compete against other countries to have the world's fastest computer.
yeah.
The United States is usually on top. Like I don't know if it's an exaflop or a petaflop. I think it's
Jesus
exaflop,
fuck.
where it's like amount of information per second.
Yeah.
The computer that they're building right now
That's how
is
much RAM I got.
that's not even comparable.
My
but
rig.
I got my exoflop of RAM.
they're getting to a point where they can process the same amount of information a brain can process.
Jesus fuck. But like what I'm saying is that am I gonna be able to consciously leave my organism body and go into a technological body?
Go into the nut
I mean,
vault.
if you want to become an apple seed,
No, but like will I be able to like put a helmet on and then I kinda like leave my body and go into a computer and
I think it's plausible.
I look back and my
Can we do
body's just
some
on the
Ready
ground.
Player One type shit.
Probably.
That's all.
Dog.
I mean, like if you look at VR stuff like this that's coming in.
Yo, VR's gonna fucking bump in like 10 years. I'm not even
Dude,
capping.
it's not even gonna be VR. It's gonna be like
Dude, if I can get some DC
Like put a
fandom
USB into you and then put it into like a computer.
into a girl and then you make a baby, fucking prints out of the printer.
Into the seed wall.
it's like a fucking
like, what the
startup.
Fuck!
I just broke a record with the fucking loudest sound we have ever made on the podcast.
Oh, that's just a solid block.
Mike can't wait to go back and listen to
Oh.
that one later.
Dude,
Just a fat block of noise.
What's like the
if
world
I can print out my baby, that'd
record.
be fucking awesome.
print on a baby? What's the world record? Like the longest podcast? Like the
Should
main,
we do
main
that? Should we break that record?
I
Bro,
was thinking of it
what?
because I thought you guys your podcasts were like only an hour, but like I wanted to stay longer.
You can stay longer.
Like I want to have the longest Sausage Fest podcast.
Okay.
As Michael eats another one of those gum,
I want to try it again.
it's gonna be different now. It's alright.
That was revolting. 36-hour podcast, Mike.
Hour one
I
done,
feel like
baby.
We are 1/36th of the way.
Are we? As in now?
Yeah.
Do you guys watch podcasts? Like
No.
other than Sausage Fest?
No.
No.
No, I only watch
No, I listen to my own voice.
I'm
Just
like, damn, these guys are mad fucking
I'm a
funny.
self-centered a-hole.
I think
to listen to myself.
if you make it onto a podcast, that's like when you reached it in like terms of popularity. Like if you
Oh,
get
yeah.
into like Joe Rogan,
That's
then
actually true. Yeah.
Well, if me and Matt got on Joe Rogan, that wouldn't be a good episode for him.
that would. I mean, I feel like it would work. Like there would still be hundreds of thousands of people to watch it. You know?
Yeah, Joe Rogan would be like, "Hey, you want to hit this?" Nah.
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 Not
Alright.
really.
I heard you had Mike Tyson sit in this chair before. Yeah. I don't care.
It's kind of gay.
Yeah, it's actually kind of.
I really like
stupid.
I'm sitting in the same chair as another man. It's kind of sus.
Tell me
Butt's
Post Malone.
touching my butt.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm
Tell me
gonna head
Post
out.
Malone sat here. I don't like him.
Yeah.
It's crazy the range, especially the political people he's got on there. He had Bernie Yang,
Yeah.
Bro, Bernie.
But you also have like
fucking.
Steven Crowder,
Steven Crowder, Ben
Alex
Shapiro.
Jones, Ben
Alex
Shapiro.
Jones.
Alex Jones was a.
That video, that That episode
am
made my
retarded.
head hurt.
That
I'll
episode
be
was
honest,
really
I'm
good.
a little bit retarded.
Dude, I don't know. That episode literally made my head hurt because he was like talking a
I can't-
million miles an hour.
If you were to look at like a level of just like
That's why I'm telling you, the Chinese they have everything in
I
their
don't-
phone. They know what
I've
they're
never heard someone call themselves like the R word, but then
Yeah.
Alex Jones comes.
if
and
it
he's
was a
like,
scale of like, hey, I like conspiracies. Hey, I'm not really for conspiracies. Alex Jones would be like a mile down the.
Alex
"Hey, I like
Jones is
conspiracies."
the furthest you can get from a sane human being.
oh,
Bro, imagine in the end he's just right.
I mean,
like,
he's been right about some stuff.
no, imagine like we die and it's just like, can you tell me what we did wrong? And it's just like,
he'll
no.
be in the seed vault. Like I told you guys.
Alex Jones will be the one that like
I'm in the nut vault.
you die and you get one question. I'd be like, is Alex Jones right? And the only answer you get back is just like, yes, everything he said was correct. I would just be
Yes.
like, fuck,
That man was a genius.
bro. Imagine you die and you get the confirmation that the chemicals in the water turn the frogs gay.
That was true.
Was like
That was actually true.
frogs are actually homosexual.
They've been having a problem with their population because like apparently the stuff that we've been polluting the water that they live in, and apparently it's like affecting like their sexual tendencies, and it's like legitimately endangering their population.
Jesus.
That's one of the things he was right about. He was also right about Epstein. He's talked
Of
about
course,
that for years.
Epstein's been out for fucking
He
years.
talked about one like 6 years ago. He was like, the celebrities, they take planes up into the sky and they fuck kids, and everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
and then
bro?"
it's like real. That's
yeah,
why.
that's a real thing.
That's why it's like with Alex Jones, you can't be like, nah, that's all false. It's like you gotta be like,
like you're like, did you hear what he said today?
Yeah, you gotta
and
be like-
everyone's like, yeah, so weird, right?
that's why it's like. I hate to put myself in that crowd, but I keep open minded on what he says.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't take it 100%.
I listen to it. And I'm
I-
like, I don't know.
I
mean,
think that I like, if you gotta be, when you say you're open minded, you gotta be open minded to everything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta listen to everything.
I listen to
sure.
him and I'm just like, okay, because from experience with him, his stuff gets like proven years after he says it. Like with the Jeffrey Epstein thing, he said that years ago, and then like last year it comes out and it's crazy.
Smeet, can I interest you in a piece of gum?
I'd rather die.
Rather die. Well, after we talked about some of the conspiracies today, you might die.
Oh, ho, ho. Take you out back.
Dude, I'm surprised
of mice and
episode.
men me.
Last episode, I'm surprised didn't get taken down. Probably because it's not very popular. But
It's also
we talked about some missing kid, and his mom's like crazy.
Yo,
and
we
came up
trashed
with
on
a
it
conspiracy
so
theory that his
hard.
mom killed the kid.
Yeah. I mean, humans are really, really wild people, you know? That could
Bro.
happen.
I'd love if they like took a human brain and then turned it into a supercomputer, like used it as like the catalyst
Process,
for it.
yeah. I mean, Elon Musk, like a lot of people know him, Tesla, SpaceX. He has a lot of different companies. Like he has one just to make tunnels in LA called the Boring Company.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, he
the
wants to make
flamethrower
like
one.
the underground tunnels, like the underground highways.
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
it's a good concept. Why do roads have to be 2D? Why can't you have like 3D levels of roads to fight?
I mean, we already
kind
kind of do. Like in Boston, there's like
there's
There's
interstates
a highway
and stuff.
going this way.
But
highway
think
over
about
here.
it like this: you have this giant interstate running through. Why not put it underground and have like you can zone new residential and buildings and have all these spaces?
Yeah.
Because cops can't chase you if it's only a one-person tunnel.
I mean,
well,
That's why the government.
I
has
mean, you could
I
control
also
suppose
over
they
you
it.
could
could if you could control the tunnels most likely,
Yeah.
like in order to keep it safe.
Do you think
and,
that's
like,
gonna be like the autobahn? Like the speed limit's gonna be insane since like there's no.
It's on like a. You drive up to it and it like takes you.
Yeah, no,
You don't
I know,
drive
but
on
like the actual like underground road part. Do you think it's gonna be like no speed limit? Cause like it's a one way, one lane.
it's hard to say
It's
because
also a tunnel, so if you go over 100, you're gonna get fucking wrecked.
well, like Elon Musk, like he says, like it allows you to go much faster.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I think it coincides. Like there's a reason he's doing that and Tesla autopilot.
Yeah, I guess that
And,
would actually make a lot
I'm
of sense.
assuming
I
Tesla's
think
gonna be
public
the.
transport will probably take off too in those tunnels.
I think Tesla's gonna be the only cars allowed down there, because there's no way I'm bringing my fucking '94 Corolla down there, fucking rusted to shit, like
'Cause
going
you
like
also gotta
90.
understand like the noise in one of those tunnels is probably like deafening.
Yeah, like when rocket launches, you have to watch out for the noise so you don't mess up the electronics.
Really,
Like it's like I think it's called like acoustic battery or something.
it's crazy.
Just soundproof the walls, dog.
Well, like
Imagine.
Soundproof an entire
just
tunnel.
I like,
Like, slap some-
Mike walks up to a NASA engineer, just soundproof the walls,
Dog,
dude.
what
Bro,
are you
Dog.
slap some
doing,
adhesive,
bro?
put the foam fucking block adhesive. Block,
It's like
Bro,
37,000 miles of tunnels.
Bro, I can yell into this and you can't even hear me.
Oh my goodness.
Watch this, guys. See, you can't even hear me, bro.
The Rocky can't hear me.
Like the fucking, what is it? The most soundproof room you go in, you can
Oh,
hear your blood pumping.
You can hear your blood. In
I
your heart.
can't fucking imagine that.
I would. That's like one of those things like you just gotta try it, you know.
Yeah.
I for sure would go in and I'd be like, all right, take me out.
You rip
Check
and
me
dump in there.
I feel like I'm a pretty...
Is that the one that has like, it's not even like a floor. It's like a fucking, like,
A fully padded room.
it's not even, it's like,
I think there is a floor, but like the if you look at the foam and everything, it's a weird shape.
Yeah. I imagine you can't breathe in there too.
Oh, it would be like deafening.
yeah, no, it's not even like an actual floor. There's like grates. It's like
Dude, that's not great. That's the fucking foam padding I was talking about like 2 seconds
no, I
ago.
know, but I'm saying like there's like metal as
Oh,
the
yeah.
floor. It's not even like an actual
Like you're
floor.
not touching the.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's
Look
not
at this
even-
dude.
My man's ready to start the new podcast. And this- Can you imagine we like over prepared for this podcast and this is what the room looks
Yeah,
like?
be like, guys, I can hear my blood pumping. You're just like, oh fuck.
You guys hear that?
Do you think that would drive you insane?
There's like you can't stay in there for a set amount of time.
I locked my the first article was by Vice. I locked myself in a soundproof room and almost lost my mind.
It's like that that.
I locked myself in a room with fucking diarrhea.
Oh my god.
Imagine
It's
just-
that edge of like going insanity when like you start to hear your own thoughts.
Yeah, that's fucking.
It's interesting.
It's like what is the room called in prison?
The
Solitary
longest that
confinement.
anyone has survived in the
Notice how they say
Ano-
survive.
some guy passed away. He made it to 40. It was 45 minutes. The guy made it to
Dog.
46 and he just passed out dead.
I think we
But-
could
You did it.
We can beat it.
it.
45 minutes, that's not that long.
Bro, imagine the fucking quality of sound you probably get in there.
Can you like rent it out for an hour?
I
Yeah,
think-
like, can I have a party there?
Me and my boys were recording the
Probably like-
next episode in the stew.
Yeah, a lot of probably science experiments there. If you look up a thing called Biosphere 2, one of the biggest laboratories, and that's because Biosphere 1 is the Earth. It was a place in Arizona just to mimic the Earth. Like people were sent in there to live years at a time, isolated from the world. It had like a jungle, ocean in it.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This looks like a cult.
Yeah. I mean, if you were talking about it like having a space agency, but for the ocean, there's like some NASA astronauts trained at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, this is in Minneapolis, the quietest room. Or field
Matt just
laboratories.
jumped
Alright.
Laboratory.
The quietest room, dude.
Labs
What
quiet.
the fuck would you
room.
even do in there? I would just yell at the top of my lungs for 40 minutes straight.
Just yell.
It's definitely like, it's weird though. Like your entire life, you're gonna hear things that you've never heard,
Yeah.
but like it's always been you.
But then you go in there and you're just like, yo, what?
You probably would hear yourself less.
A
Yeah.
typical.
Like there's a thing with like sound waves, like dampening. It's basically like friction for sound
You
waves.
probably wouldn't even be able to hear yourself.
Or you would like sound differently.
A typical quiet bedroom at night measures about 30 decibels. This chamber measures at -9 decibels.
Like,
Wow.
bro, how do you take away decibels like that?
Can you like rent it?
Well, it's logarithmic, so It's never negative.
Must book a tour to visit the room and are only allowed to stay in for a short supervised stay.
We're trying to get a paper published, me and my friends. We did a project like converting sound to electricity.
Really?
What did you guys
That's
do?
crazy.
We
Yell into like
well,
a
there's
windmill?
basically like a principle where a coil of wires, if it moves between a magnet, it can produce like an electric current.
Weird.
So we made like a little diaphragm where it takes in sound waves, and as it hits a diaphragm, it'll wiggle, and then that'll move a coil of wires.
What the fuck?
And we got some voltage out of it.
Dude, this is freaky.
So think about it like this: if you had a jet fighter and put that little machine on it, this jet fighter could power itself a little bit with its own sound.
So is that just like another way of like recycling energy, I
Yeah,
guess? So
yeah.
you could have that, like, say you're sitting with your family watching a movie, you could sit that in front of them, like the speakers, and like get power back from watching a movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, like a speaker is
Interesting.
basically the reverse of that because you're putting in electricity to move a diaphragm.
With like the 0 point energy thing, like how, like that, I know that's like taking energy just from the air and then causing electricity from it, or creating energy from it.
I've not heard of it.
Matt, what were you gonna say? That you like was crazy.
In the absence of outside noise, it is the presence of maddening silence to which the ears adapt. As ears adapt to silence, the sounds of your heartbeat, stomach, and lungs are the only reference.
I don't want to go in that room.
Can you imagine hearing your lungs?
No.
When we were running cross country, I could hear them pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
Do you know, like, imagine if you paired it with that, like, black paint, like Vanta Black.
Dude, that shit's wild.
What is that?
It's like the blackest black.
I saw someone, they were like, I want my whole pool painted like this. And they're like, if you
Oh,
painted your pool, it would
you'd
boil
dr-
instantly.
It would boil instantly. And, like, imagine if you look underneath where you wouldn't even know
Holy
where you are.
shit.
Would your body contrast to it, though?
What do you mean?
Like, if you painted, say, a whole pool of Venton black, and then you put water in it, and then you walk down the steps into the pool, when you stepped on it, would you have contrast to the black? Or would it kind of like...
Oh, like if you put your foot and look down your foot.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, but the
Oh.
thing is, you see that contrast because the light is reflecting. But if that pool, like if that black is not really absorbing light, you might not see it. Especially, like the reason that water gets darker is because it gets deeper, less
Yeah.
light can go to the bottom. So if that's a deeper, like towards the deep end of the pool, it might all just be like an abyss.
That's fucking crazy. Because, like, our normal, like, what is it, black, it absorbs light, and that's how we see shadows from it.
Mm.
But that just, like, eliminates that whole factor from it.
Vanta Black
This
was
is like
made by a
the science
couple.
episode.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm
It's
like-
the most interesting.
I'm like the
episode.
equivalent of like Neil deGrasse Tyson coming on for Joe Rogan, basically.
I hate Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's so Titan.
There's no way you just said Neil deGrasse Titan.
I did. He's a beast.
He's a beast.
He's a Titan. He's kind of conceited though.
Degrassi?
He is.
You said Degrassi. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson, not Degrassi.
Well,
Tyson.
I guess it shows how much I care about him.
I completely agree with you that he puts himself in a certain way that like he's above you, but like listening, like take that away, listening to his science, it's interesting. If you
I mean, for
if
sure,
you
he's
if
gotta
you
be
like
smart.
the science but not the person, then you should look up Brian Cox. He's a very
And his sister.
I already like it.
he's a British astrophysicist and he's very humble, but he just says the science like straight up.
The dudes who made Vanta Black called it Black 3.0.
What was 2.0? Like,
Doesn't matter. It's already out of date.
I know 1.0 is just black,
Bro.
but what was 2.0?
Look, I understand your hate for Neil deGrasse Tyson, but like,
Mm-hmm.
you can look at a person, but
Neil
then
deGrasse Titty.
you can look at a person, but then you can always bring him down.
Nigel Titty.
Mike's just trying.
You can bring him down a couple of notches when you're just like, yeah, he's jerked off before. And you're just
Oh,
like,
that's
what?
true. Yeah, I never thought
I
about
think
that.
too many people focus on the bad of things. Like, you can take a good thing from something, and then that's alright. Like, say someone does a bad thing, that doesn't make them all bad.
Yeah, like if I murder someone, I'm not a murderer.
Well, that is not what I'm saying. There's certain cases, like what Mike just said, where that does not apply. But I'm saying like if a person has done some good in their life, and then
Like Epstein, yeah.
oh my
I mean-
goodness.
I mean, he
Sweet,
did
I
pay
get
his,
what you're
he
saying.
did pay his taxes.
You're,
Oh, he
I don't.
did.
Did
He didn't evade taxes.
He did not.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh
Well,
my god.
now that you brought up a murder and Epstein as your two examples for what I said, I don't know if I believe what I said anymore.
Have you ever hated someone just because people like obsess over them? Like the general public obsess over
I don't
them?
think hate, but I sometimes stay away.
Have you ever like seen someone and had like a general anger because they exist?
Not just wait a second.
Like you just look at them and you grit your teeth and you're like, I wish you didn't exist.
No, I don't think that. I mean,
All right, cool. You passed the Charles Manson test. We're all right. You're not
Like,
a murderer.
It was just a test.
It
I
was
was
just.
just.
It was just.
Yeah, I was joking.
I was joking.
I was just.
But it's never like a person. It always stems from their actions. Like if someone does a certain thing and I see it, I'm just like, what?
Oh, dude.
Vanta Black, the new black, so black it eats lasers.
Oh my God. That's like
Dude,
a
this is the
dope
coolest color ever. What the fuck?
Bro, I want Vanta Black like clothes.
And they don't even know what the melting point is because they blasted it with 5,400 degree heat and it didn't melt.
5,400 degree.
Dude, this is the crazy. Dude, if you had this color car, you are a psychopath.
A Vanta Black. The car would just explode.
It just explode. Yeah. It's interesting. The new stuff people are still making. Like if you look at it now, you're just like, well, this is kind of the peak. There's not really anything I gotta explore. There's not-
MIT creates blackest black that is darker
Of course
than
it's
Vanta
MIT.
Black.
Of course, it's MIT.
Dude, this is like the coolest loophole or wormhole I've ever found.
Wormhole?
This fucking
It's
Vanta
interesting.
Black.
That wormholes are like scientifically possible, but then not possible at the same time. Like in theory, like spatial geometry, it says that wormholes can exist, but we do not have the energy or seeing things.
Weird.
I've been researching, working a lot on astrophysicist stuff, so it's interesting reading up on it.
Do you know what I still don't understand?
What's that about?
Antimatter.
Antimatter.
I don't get it.
It's a crazy thing, because we're
It's
looking
not
at the
like-
universe and we're looking at what we see, the observable universe, estimating what there is, and we're seeing that it's just not adding up to what it can all be. And I think there's like a metric is like 96% of what we theorize should be in the universe is not there based off of energy content. So we're like, what fills that hole? And like people point to like dark energy, dark matter, antimatter, things like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we haven't observed it. We don't know enough about it to like say what it is.
Isn't dark matter like... Isn't that like the most expensive thing?
To produce.
No, like that you can sell.
Well, no one has observed dark matter.
I think that's why it's so expensive is because it's literally not possible to obtain.
It's like it's like that reaches like a theorized like price. Like
Yeah.
what amount of money would you put on a thing that no one has? You're in control of the market.
Yeah.
Like if you put this one hat onto the market that everybody wants, you're the person who decides how expensive it is.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Yeah, like I could say something stupid like if I want this certain
But now two people have that hat.
bacteria.
Like Nike shoes are made in sweatshops, but they still sell for like $200.
Yeah.
That the branding is like killing it.
And they look nice.
Yeah. Little
What
Vietnamese
is
boy
the-
slaved away for 30 cents to make those. How does that make you feel?
It's things
It
like
was actually
that.
a Chinese boy. It was made in China.
It's things like that like some people like if you gotta put that in perspective. Like people naturally like put this country like it's going down the pooper. It's not a good one.
Yeah.
But like you gotta look at it relative. Like I still think this country's a really good one. I
It
think
is.
I think there's still a lot of good stuff here. Like look at other places.
For sure.
Like we've come a lot of ways. Sure, there's a lot of bad. There's a lot of bad.
Yes.
But I think it's all fixable.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, the political climate right now is really bad.
Yeah. But like how much of that is because of the country or because of the people? You can make the argument that the people are the country, but like what more can the government can't pass a law that will allow people to be like more connected. That goes into just like human nature of like collaborating. Like you got to work with other people even though that they disagree.
I think we really need to just drop the racism thing. It's dumb. It's been dumb.
Michael just ended racism.
I don't know.
I think we need to forget about it.
It's just like it's an education problem.
It really
that question of like, is anyone born a racist? Like, no, humans are not born racist.
Bill Nye like solved it for me. He made a video where he's just like, look, when Pangea was formed, there was a colony of humans. When it split, everybody moved, so they got a different amount of sunlight.
Exactly.
Which changed the amount of
skin
color.
The Native Americans, they came from Asia.
Yeah.
From Siberia, when the Bering Strait was connected by an ice bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's just like, dog.
They're the same human species, just split up by geography.
Exactly. Like, we're all the same.
Some person's color is just a reaction to prevent exposure to the sun.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... It doesn't matter.
We're all the same, and everybody's just like, no, it's a different person. It's a different thing. It's just like,
thing.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
It's just like, I don't know how
they're not people. It's just like, bro, they're fucking people. What the fuck?
Yeah. And like, I'm a firm believer like anybody can do anything. Like, it doesn't matter. Like if you wanted to do engineering, physics, anything like that, you can do it. Like, I'm never gonna be like, that person can't do that.
Yes, and that's why I think we need to start a war on the KKK.
Start a war?
Yeah,
I don't think we need
I think we need to go to war with the KKK.
It's not really the biggest.
Mike's probably like, they got our other 50% of our budget.
No, it's not we as in
NASA 50.
It's not we.
It's the KKK 50.
No, it's not we as in the like America as a whole. It's us three.
Us
against the
We
KKK.
need to arm ourselves against the KKK.
Bro, what are they gonna do? Wave a Confederate flag in my face?
It's funny that
Don't they have weapons?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah,
they would probably
pitchforks,
just
pitchforks
kill us.
and bed sheets.
It's funny that
and
like
fire.
NASCAR, out of all major or like all sports, is like being like the most progressive now. Like they banned the Confederate flag.
The only time I've ever seen the Confederate flag is cool is the Dukes of Hazzard. I think that car looks fucking awesome. I think that car looks really fucking dope.
It's just interesting like how people have such an attachment to it. Like
it's been like the flag
I know,
of
like
the
they
South.
never even lived in like the Confederacy, but they want to like wave it because
and like
it's like
the
why
flag of the
why
South.
do you
means
have
something.
such an attachment to a body that rebelled against a country of freedom? Like people are like, it wasn't a fight about slavery, it was states' rights, and then you're like, states' rights to what? Property, what property?
It was about slaves. It was about the South wanting to own slaves.
It was
and
about
the North being like, nah, that's not.
It was
cool.
about like the South wanting a certain way, didn't want to be governed, and slavery was like a main point of that.
Slavery was the main proponent of the Civil
I'm not.
War.
Yeah,
it's an undisputable thing.
it was 1,000% slavery.
I don't think you
it
can
was
just be. I don't think you're just like you can say like the Civil War was caused by slavery. Like I think it's like a complex thing that like goes like here.
I
here.
I
But
don't.
I think if slavery wasn't a thing, then it wouldn't have happened. You know.
That's why like, it was such a big issue.
I think it was like the want for the normalization of slavery, basically. Like they were just like, just why can't we own people? And it's just like, why the fuck do you think?
All right, I have this list. Are you guys interested in a list of the most expensive things per gram?
Yeah.
Is a human number one?
Number 16 is saffron, which is $11 a gram.
Hey,
That's interesting. In
Bro.
my house, we have a lot.
hit up my
we have a
plug
good
for
amount of
that.
saffron.
Really?
We use it in cooking.
I'll hit up my plug for that.
It's very small though. I guess I shouldn't say we have a lot about, but like they're in like small containers, and you just pull like a little bit of it.
It's got a good taste, and apparently it got
Is
good health benefits.
is
too.
marijuana on that list?
No.
That'd be mad
Marijuana
funny.
actually really is not that expensive per gram. I think I need to clarify.
Oh,
I need to
The
clarify.
pharmaceuticals
I
are
don't-
coming back.
oh, Matt, really?
Matthew is.
What is that? Not expensive.
Yeah, dude, bongs.
You got any saffron, Matthew?
Yeah, man, bongs don't really get you high. I think.
Yeah.
I've never hit one before, but I
A
heard.
joint? No, not good. I don't think so. At least I don't.
Bro, Dude, that strain tastes horrible. I heard it tastes
Yeah,
horrible.
I don't
think.
know about weed, so
Bro, those trichomes though. I mean, I heard.
I heard that.
I
heard that.
I
they're
heard.
bad. Number 15 is gold, which is $56 a gram. Rhodium
fucking-
is 14. I don't. What the fuck
What do you
is
think
even
of, like,
rhodium?
Cryptocurrency. Do you think that's the new future? Do you think that's like the next fucking thing to invest in
I don't think it's
right
the
now?
next. I mean, well, Dogecoin, complete meme.
Yeah.
People, it's a like there's a thing in trading called pump and dump.
Yeah.
So Dogecoin was just talked about, and it increased like 100%. So say you put in $1,000 to Dogecoin, like no one really would, but you would make $1,000 just because people were talking about it.
yeah.
Like there's
Really?
some basis to cryptocurrency. Like people have made millions of dollars of it. Like people used to buy coffees with bitcoins, and then it was worth 20,000 a bitcoin. Like, but I don't think it'll replace currency. I think you'll see. I think the progression of currency is less coins, then less cash, and then it'll be more virtual.
Because I was my older brother's getting into IOTA, and I saw that they're like pushing IOTA onto companies, and like companies are like integrating it, like Volkswagen and BMW and stuff.
Like, think about so many years before. You never saw like this store accepts Bitcoin, but like now you do. This
Yeah.
store accepts Apple Pay. It's basically the same thing.
Methamphetamine is worth less per gram than a rhino's horn.
Really?
Well, the thing is,
Well-
it goes back to the shoe branding. Methamphetamine that's just like a product. Think about it like how much is a banana? This is just a banana. It's worth a banana. But with rhino's horn, people turn it into
Do you know rhinos are extinct?
Are going extinct.
like you can turn it into like a certain necklace or something, and like in these foreign markets, like they could go for like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And some people think that there's like health benefits to rhino horns.
There's like,
I like
one
how it's,
rhino
like-
still alive, isn't there?
Well, I think that's like one species of rhino,
Yeah.
and like because I seen that photo of like everyone like guarding him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you know that hippo milk is pink?
I didn't.
That's gross.
It's natural strawberry milk.
It's better than marshmallow.
Yeah, I
milk.
was gonna say it's definitely not any marshmallow milk. Dude, then right in a row after rhino's horn, it's heroin, cocaine, and LSD.
That's the thing that like people are like saying like the opioid epidemic and the drug problem, like look at like the worth of these things. There's such a monetary value backing this problem.
Yeah.
That's why it's so rooted. Is like it's so economically rooted too.
Bro, drugs are dumb.
Felt that.
But
I don't even know what half of this stuff is.
like what?
Like pionites, typhite,
Are those
Those
just
just look
minerals?
like rare gems.
tritium.
Tritium, that like those ones like those reaches like I think you said rhodium earlier. Those I think are more like isotopic, like polonium, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can
Diamond.
use for like rare.
Wow, is diamond really worth that much? Holy shit.
Well, that's why you don't see like diamonds are like in grams, like but they're in carats.
Oh yeah.
Because like ever feel like a diamond, it's not really heavy. Because
Yeah.
you always have such like a little dinky thing.
Californium.
Isn't like a big like chunk of diamond like less than like a fine cut?
Well,
Like-
like it's hard to like if I had this thing, no one's gonna buy it like for like more than like this little thing. But
Yeah.
like its raw value is there. It just needs to be processed.
Yeah.
So californium is a man-made substance or element or something, and it's only been made one time in 1950.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they haven't been able to replicate it. The jade stone. Have you seen the jade stone before?
No.
That's crazy.
What's number one?
Antimatter. Like I said, because that's what made me think about it. $62.5 trillion per gram. If you can somehow like contain it, yeah.
Or have it survive in our atmosphere?
That's the thing. Like you know the Large Hadron Collider. They basically bash
Well, I know what the Hadron
You know
Collider
what the Large
is,
Hadron Collider
but can you
is.
explain it to the morons in
Okay.
the audience?
Matt, do you really not know what that is?
No, I don't fucking know what a Hadron Collider
You
is.
haven't heard
Neil
of that?
deGrasse Tyson
Dog.
over here.
Dog, they talk about like if that thing like malfunctions, it would end the fucking world.
There's a lot of things that if they malfunctioned would ruin this
yeah, but that's like
entire
something
Earth.
that is like currently.
What's the one
in
that's
use.
holding like? Isn't there something that's like holding an atom or trying to develop an atom that if it malfunctioned would create like a massive nuclear explosion? And it's in like Germany.
You might be thinking of the same thing, but like the Large Hadron Collider is basically it's a particle accelerator that was developed by CERN, which was basically a European organization for like atomic research.
I think it is this
research.
one, yeah.
And it was basically developed after World War II. After all these countries were basically like, we have the League of Nations. We want another thing that can tie us together, and this is like
League of Legends.
This is like the scientific thing
The
that can
League
hold us
of Evil.
together. So each country puts in like some funding to it, similar to ESA, the European Space Agency. So,
Obviously.
So they put in money, and
The
then they
League
built a
of
large.
Villains.
It's called the Large Hadron Collider because they basically take particles, protons, electrons, and then I think it's just protons actually, and then they just send it in this big ring. Like
Yeah, dog.
it's like a mile
Just
radius.
fucking send it.
Like the ring is in like Switzerland and France. Like it's a mile like long or something, like very long. They send particles that are up to like 99.999% the speed of light, and then they cross the rings and then they bash it so they can mimic like near Big Bang conditions. And you can make some elements.
Yeah, that's the thing
You
I
can
was
make
thinking
some-
about
the-
too.
Because the
That-
big thing was
That's fucking horrifying. I remember hearing
Bro,
about that.
imagine they
There's
fuck
a
that
lot-
up
well-
and a new universe gets fucking
like,
created.
you wouldn't have MRI without it, like things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that it doesn't serve its purpose. I'm just saying
but
that
no,
it's
no, it's
scary.
definitely because like like some people were saying there's a possibility. There's always a possibility for like something like crazy to happen because this is science we've never done. But like, the only thing that differs element to element. Well, a lot of things differ, but like things that define what element is what is like the number of protons. So theoretically, bashing protons together, if you can get them to stick together, you can create a different element.
That's crazy.
If you can get enough water or just protons from water, you can bash it together to get heavy elements. But the thing is,
But like, if you mess it up, the Earth could like implode on itself.
well, they just didn't know. The thing was that they would say like black holes and stuff like that.
Black holes.
But it was just science that was never explored.
Have they stopped exploring it?
No, they still do the same
God
test.
damn it.
No, they do it, and it's safe.
Did
The
they
United States
realize
almost built
any-
one in Texas during the Clinton administration, but it was shut down by Congress.
Why? Because they were worried like I am.
No, I think it was a money thing.
Oh, okay.
Because they were normal human beings that thought maybe we shouldn't do this.
Hey, maybe we shouldn't put
it's a
the
good
Earth
thi-
at
it's
the
a good
bridge
thing.
of
It's a
destruction.
good thing.
Yeah,
It's a good thing. The,
I'm behind it. I don't think
it goes into that.
I'm in front of it.
It
dog.
go- it
I'm
go-
not.
It goes in that thing that like people are naturally afraid of certain scientific things like that. Like MRI, the real name for it would have to have an N in front of it for nuclear, but people are naturally afraid of nuclear, so they just call it MRI.
Yeah, like Matt, would you be afraid of like nuclear reactors? Like,
Yeah.
do you think that shit's fucky?
But that's like one of the cleanest and most efficient
Exactly.
fuel sources.
It's
Is
like
it?
it's
Is
like
it clean though?
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't there like radiation poisoning
Mm-mm.
and?
Why do you think they based fucking Fallout off of it?
Oh, true. That's a good game.
That is. A
I
good
support nuclear stuff now.
Well, there's also
I support nuclear warfare.
one thing that I was mad that like the theory
Yeah.
that prevents it.
Mutually assured destruction in Fallout 5,
Oh
which
my
is
goodness.
real life.
One thing that I thought you were talking about, like containing the atom, is you have nuclear power, which is fission, but then you have another power, which is fusion, that they're still trying to work. If you
Yeah.
have fusion, then you're basically mimicking what occurs at the center of the star to get that power. And it's like,
You
how
hear that
do you
shit,
how do
Matt?
you hold that temperature? How do you hold that power? And a lot of it's just like plasma, electromagnetic conduction. So you basically use magnets to keep like this hot plasma in a certain like region as you use its energy. I'm always like interested in like the like what's going on, like super cutting edge technology, because it's interesting. Like I was watching something about Brian Cox, like Conan was asking him like, oh, do you think teleportation, time travel is possible? And he's like, well, yeah, we've already done teleportation.
What?
Like for small particles, we've been able to teleport them.
Matt,
Are you serious?
Matt,
That's
you
what
know
he said.
cloning exists, right?
Cloning is a thing.
It is a thing, yeah. I know that we've cloned animals before.
Dolly the sheep is probably the most.
Yeah.
You're that shit happened around here, didn't it? The sheep thing.
I don't know.
I remember there
I don't
was.
think so.
I remember there was a
I
story about a
remember-
guy.
I
in
know,
Mass.
like,
One of our
if you-
professors
I know
says
if you
that,
look at
but-
science and everything, the United States is like on top of everything.
Oh, of course,
Like,
of course.
people joke about Alabama and like its education, but like there's a YouTuber that I watch that's from Alabama, and you look at all the companies, they have rocket agencies everywhere. They have like the Human Genome Center, like genetic research up the wazoo in Alabama. Like like every area in the United States has so much going on in terms of science.
You know what's crazy? And this isn't like, this may not be crazy to you guys, but look at how normal this sheep looks. Like, we made that.
Yeah.
Out of like
Out of just like a few
cells, and we created it into a normal looking sheep.
And that's the question, that's like the whole ethics question, where ethics meets science. Like, do we
do it on humans.
do we do it on humans? Do we pursue CRISPR?
And
Because CRISPR,
not only that,
I've heard of CRISPR.
Dolly had a kid.
that's the wild part.
What's the explanation with CRISPR again? I've heard
CRISPR
it.
is like genetic engineering, basically, where you can like snip out certain parts
Yes,
of something.
yes. That's where the whole thing with like designer babies
Designer
came from.
babies, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Like it's a question of like, we could have the possibilities to cut out genetics that might lead to cancer.
This is a turtle. His name is Lonesome George, and in his last 6 years of life, he was the last person of his species.
Wow.
So it's
Poor
just
George.
him.
And that guy.
And the guy's like, I'm sorry, George.
I'm sorry, George.
He has a shotgun.
See, that's where I think cloning has a purpose.
Dog, there's a cat named Unsinkable Sam. I don't even want to know what the story is behind this one.
That's probably where the 9 lives thing came from.
According to a
if they, like-
possibly app. Okay, I'm gonna have you say that so I don't embarrass myself. Apocryphal.
I think it's apocryphal.
The nickname of a ship's cat who purportedly served during World War II with both the Kriegsmarine and the
Titan.
Royal Navy and survived the sinking of 3 ships.
He was in the German Navy, I think, and the British Navy.
Yeah, and he just didn't die even though his ship
The
sank
cat
3
knew how to
times.
do the salute too. I heard.
I mean, like, going back to nuclear power, all those aircraft carriers, all those submarines, they're nuclear powered.
Yeah. That's wild.
There's a lot of energy streams that people haven't really considered. You have the small ones where, like, every time you move a door, if you had a prong and that prong moves, you can harness that electricity. If you had a small watermill in your toilet bowl and as a spun, you could take that electricity.
Damn.
If you're, I know some, like, I'm friends with a person that they developed a thing where, like, each time you step, it takes energy and then it goes back to a GPS system on your shoe.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, these animals are crazy.
Back to the cloning thing. If you were to clone a human, how long do you think it would take for them to realize like how the fuck they were made and all this?
If you didn't tell them.
I think when, like,
I think it'd be hard to contain that information, though.
well, you can give them that information, and it's kind of like, I think it'd be similar to like an adoption thing. Like, oh, you're adopted. Like, kids, how their level of reaction is based off of their age. Like, a young kid would be like, oh, okay, but then like, oh, like, say like a 10-year-old is like, wait, I'm not like really yours. Like, as you grow older and have a higher mental capacity, you're gonna understand it more. So like, once,
Yeah.
like, say you're in high school, like, you know about the biology, you know about the cloning.
Yeah.
You're gonna realize what you are compared to like a younger kid.
Like if they were to clone
Mike,
with myself.
the headless chicken.
Oh, I've seen this actually.
He had his head cut off. The chicken had its head cut off and survived for 18 months. And this isn't a hoax because the owner of this chicken brought the chicken to the University of Utah, and they ran tests on it, and it was alive. Look at this thing.
Through sheer willpower alone.
How does that even happen?
It's interesting.
Through willpower, dog.
I mean, I suppose if you cut, like, the face off, you didn't really damage, like, the brain, right? So, like, I assume that kind of makes sense.
I thought the brain was located there.
I thought the thing is, like, you see what's cut off is, like, this
The
part.
beak.
I feel like his brain would be, like, right there, like, the part that just missed it.
I think that could be one of those things where, like, the way that it's presented is the brain's off, but if the brain's still in, it's an interesting thing. Like, you have squids and octopus, their tentacles, even though they don't have a brain, they can work independently. Like, if you cut off a tentacle, that tentacle will still be hunting for food,
Yeah.
but it's not connected to anything.
Isn't it crazy how we take in ethics as a like account for science, but we still test animals?
Yeah, it's that and people will be like, oh, don't want to do all this, but then they get a perfume. That perfume and everything is based off of animal products, tested on animal
Like,
products.
don't get me wrong. I'm not like okay. I don't hate killing animals. I'm not like a vegan or anything, but like, dude, it's just like natural food chain shit. Like, I'm gonna kill a cow and eat it if I really need to.
Doug, you know Paul the octopus?
I like how Mike goes in with like
Okay.
talking about veganism.
Okay, drop. All right, let's hear Paulie's story.
Paul the octopus, known for successfully predicting results of football matches. Soccer.
Dog. Yo, what's his number?
He was 4 for 6 in predicting soccer matches.
And he was 13 for 13 for football.
4 for 6. Oh my god. Oh my god, this guy went off.
Paul Octopus.
Oh
got
my
into
fucking
sports betting.
god, dude. 2010. My man's was fucking 8 for 8. He went off in 2010.
Oh my goodness.
Is he still alive?
No, he died that year.
Dude, that was his final fucking
Holy
thing.
fucking shit! Dude, he was 6 for 8. I was like, yeah, 6 for 8, whatever. That could be lucky. My man snapped in 2010.
Dude, that was
and
his-
went
that was
8
his-
for
That was
8.
his coup de grace. He was like, yo, I can predict everything. I'm predicting I'm dying this year.
He's like,
predicting-
alright, I'm gonna die
I'm
this year,
predicting
so
I'm
I'm just
dying."
gonna snap. Dude,
Bro.
8 for 8. And then went off.
Yo, imagine him just like sitting there and he's just like. That's like, and they win! He's just like, oh
He's like
fuck.
sitting there, he's like, Germany. And then, oh my god, Germany won!
People aren't even
I know.
surprised that the octopus talked. They're like, he got it right.
Bro, I'm just like, I'm imagining like an octopus's face where it's like its really fat head in the back and its eyes are just like,
Oh, like.
and then his tentacle just like raises towards like Germany and it's just like they
No,
win.
so what happened was there were 2 boxes with food in them, and he would just go to one of the boxes and eat the food from that box.
And that's how they would.
And that's how he predicted it. But my man's was 14 for, or sorry, no,
Where you said 4 or 6.
yeah,
and the
14
eight.
for 16. 14 for 16.
You
I
know
don't
what that
know.
octopus should do?
Roy
Crack.
can't do anything. He's
Make
murked.
Yeah, he's- man's
Dude,
is,
if he stayed alive just like 10 more years, he could have made an OnlyFans.
Oh no. Octopus. What kind of classes do you take, Matt, in your major?
Rabio the octopus, who correctly predicted the results of all of Japan's group stage games of the 2018 FIFA World Cup, was killed and sent to the market the same.
Dude,
Oh no.
dog.
You got them all right.
He
You're
was
dead.
like, "Damn, that's actually bad dope."
Bro, you guessed these?
That's actually.
I'm gonna
crazy.
eat you.
I'm gonna eat you.
You're gonna make a good calamari.
I
Actually,
love
calamari is a different squid, though.
What kind of classes do you take, Matt?
I'm taking a lot of business courses this semester.
Like, what are they called, though?
What do you mean?
Like, what are the names of the courses? So I
Um,
can get an idea of them.
I'm taking an accounting 205, Foundations of Accounting 2. That's the name of the class. And then I'm taking like a QuickBooks class so I can learn how to use QuickBooks, which is like a accounting software.
Mm.
It's in a software accounts used to like keep track of all the cash and stuff. It's more like professional communication classes and shit like that.
How many credits is that?
I'm only getting 13 this year, which is kind of
You're getting
trash.
shafted.
Yeah, but I don't know, cause like I took a lot, cause I initially had 16 credits, and then one of my classes was canceled like recently.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
change it for one?
I want to, but I don't know if it's too late. But I took a lot of credits last semester anyway, so I should be okay.
Yeah.
But
I have 19 this semester.
Are
Really?
you moving in this semester?
I am.
Damn, that's risky.
I was telling Matt, Northeastern has I think out of any school has
Are you in state?
Yeah.
Okay.
Northeastern is Boston.
Hey.
So they can do 5,000 to 8,000 tests a day. I get tested every 3 days. Have to wear a mask on campus. Have to have ID on campus.
You get tested every 3 days?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd fucking stay home.
They're not like the touch my brain ones. They're just like little dinky. Like it takes 10 minutes.
Bro, they would touch your brain.
The
for
original
COVID?
ones were like halfway to your brain.
Fuck that, dude.
My mom had to get one. The governor of New York did one on it like live,
yeah,
just to get
and
people to do it.
it didn't even seem that bad. Probably because he was like holding it all back. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself."
Yeah. I'm gonna kill it. I should have bet on an octopus.
Oh man, if I just bet on
Bro.
every game that octopus got right.
Paul!
Bro, they should have had that octopus be like, are we gonna survive the next 10 years or are we gonna end with a pandemic?
Or the presidential election. The thing is,
Presidential,
like, yeah, bet on the election. But the thing is, I like a lot of people are like 2020, worst year ever. I think it just has to do
It's
with
that bad.
it just has to do with how people expose it. Like this is the media this year is like feasting off of bad things. Like if a certain bad thing happens, it's gonna be thrown up to like. There's been years where there's been equivalent things, but they just haven't been broadcast. I think it's just like a matter of like what you show to the people.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed at the beginning of the year. Is like they were really trying to push this like World War III thing.
Yeah, with Iran.
Dude, there's
And
not.
then there was something else too that people were getting crazy about, and then there was the coronavirus, and then everyone's like, "We're gonna die." And
Yeah.
Okay, you think about it. Why the fuck would World War III start with Iran? Okay.
well, because we're in it.
Okay,
If
don't
we
get me
do some
wrong.
shit and we like bomb Iran, then people are gonna be like, "That's not cool."
Yeah.
And they're gonna.
It's
attack
very
us.
interesting how the world's set up at this place, and it's very interesting how the previous wars were set up. Like,
Dude, every country feels like they're just pointing at each other like this.
like yeah, that meme.
Exactly.
Like there's an Einstein quote. He's just like, I know what weapons World War I and II was fought with. I do not know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but I know World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah. Yeah, World War III is gonna. I heard that World War III is gonna be like 20 minutes long if it happens.
It's that whole nuclear question. Like,
Yeah.
if people are gonna send it?
The thing with like the presidential thing is, it's like, do we want Biden to have the nuclear football?
I mean, I feel like he wouldn't touch it.
Do you want Trump to have that? Because he seems like
True.
a very.
I don't want him
angry
to
man.
have it either.
The thing is, I think
I don't want any. The only one I would have trusted was Bernie. Because I think Bernie would have been like, "There's."
Well, I think Biden and Bernie kind of have the same
they're the
idea
same.
about
The
it.
thing
They're
is,
just like,
the thing is, like people portray it like, I am the only one with the button. I will only press. It's people say that as like he's not. The president will not be in a meeting with all the chief joint of staffs,
Yeah.
getting all this.
But he appoints them, doesn't he?
Well, I don't think they get appointed each term. I think it's like a.
But isn't it a sort of thing where it's like, okay, say I'm the president, right? I appoint my cabinet. I appoint my cabinet in a way that they will support me in any sort of rash decision I make.
Well, the thing is, you
Michael,
gotta
you
get.
got anything good in your cabinet? Right
The thing
now?
is, your cabinet, you can't just be like, you're my Secretary of Agriculture. Like, it has to be approved by Congress.
Yeah.
So I can't just be like, me.
I can't have all my buddies.
I
do
can't
it.
have my boys.
But that's what like fucking, what is his fucking name? Andrew Johnson did, right?
Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like,
If you were president, would I be the secretary of swag?
Oh, new department just for you.
Bro, I would start
I
crazy
feel.
shit.
I wish like I wasn't like. I wish I could do politics at the same time as engineering. My grand plan, mechanical engineering, robotics, do that garbage, get a job at SpaceX, finish that, go to NASA, become director of NASA, launch my political campaign as director of NASA.
Any questions?
Any questions?
The Space Force is the greatest thing to come out of the past 4
People
years.
mock
SpaceX!
People mock the Space Force, but the same thing.
It's the greatest thing to come
The
out of
same
the past
thing-
4 years.
No, I don't think
Oh,
anyone's
dude.
mocking it. I know
Be-
that there was a lot
People
of
are
people
mocking
that were
it.
like, what?
People are like, Space Force? You want some laser beams?
Yeah, but it's like the same response would happen with the Air Force. I understand the need to protect space assets. I think just because it has the Trump administration staple to it, then it's always going to be like that.
Exactly.
sure.
But I also think that the military needs to be reduced.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, don't they
And-
put like
But-
trillions of dollars into
Yeah,
the
but then they're like,
military?
if our military isn't reduced, then no one's to be afraid of us.
Did you know Poland, their military budget is $6 million, and they are in the top 50%.
It's got to be more than a
Oh
million.
my god.
No, it was $6 million. That might be an outdated number, but I guarantee
I think it's gonna
it's
be.
not even in the billions.
I think it's gonna be in the billions. Maybe not. It's gonna be because the United States military budget is like around 775.
It's gonna be the billions now with inflation.
$732 billion.
Yeah.
Next is China
At like
with
161
$261 billion, and then number 3 is India with 71. So
But-
we spend
We're-
10 times as much money.
We're more than like the next 6 combined.
Yeah.
Barack Obama had a good argument against Mitt Romney in one of the debates. Mitt Romney was saying like we need an increased navy, we need to increase numbers, and then Barack Obama was just like it's not a matter of size anymore. We have less bayonets than we did before. We're gonna have less outdated ships than before.
You know what's crazy? According to this, $732 billion is 3.4% of America's GDP.
Yeah.
3.4%. There are countries, Saudi Arabia has the 5th highest budget for their military, and it's 8% of their GDP.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you look at like Saudi Arabia; they're highly oil reliant.
Yeah.
So that's why you see it's a different country, but the UAE, specifically in Dubai, why do they have all those giant skyscrapers and all those like big wild like things like tigers and everything? They're trying to get from the oil industry to the tourism industry,
damn.
trying to diversify.
What was I gonna say, like the political thing? Like, I see myself as like true neutral. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm like moderate. Like I see from both sides. I
Like-
can agree with both sides.
Like, I don't think Trump is like, oh my god, the greatest president ever. But I was like, I mean, he did some good things. So I mean, that kind of puts him in the.
I don't like him as a person. I
No,
don't like him
no.
like a lot of his ideas. But like
Some
he,
things-
he raised NASA's budget. That's that's intrinsically a good thing.
Yeah,
But
he did good, but he was.
there's
just,
some good. There's a lot of bad. But look at the other side. There's some good. There's a lot of bad. There's bad and good everywhere. And
Yeah.
I think it's alright to say there's bad and good on both sides.
That's why it's like truth and ideals.
Exactly. I think everyone should be in the middle. I think if you're locked to your side, then you're automatically preventing communication collaboration.
Cause it's like, don't get me wrong.
Did you ever
it's like,
find Poland's military budget?
Yeah, $6 billion.
like, don't
billion.
get me wrong. Like,
I was wrong about that.
I think some conservative ideals are cool, and I think some, like ideals for change are cool.
Don't you have work at 12?
Well, like I don't have like necessarily work, but like
Oh.
I was gonna do some stuff. My job is like remote, so I pick my own hours.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't mind staying a little longer though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. If you guys
Uh-oh.
want. If you
Is
guys
that, all,
want.
is that an all clear on the Haras side?
That's all clear.
That's all
I
clear.
got today off, so
Oh,
there's
it's an
no-
all day.
Oh, 36 hours?
Oh.
How long are we into this one?
2 hours.
Two
we
hours.
are 1/18 through.
Oh my gosh, Matt learns
La, 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 la,
fractions. That's what his business major gets him. Oh, yeah, numbers together.
Oh, people, that
No,
is 1/18.
This election's gonna be wild.
Give
Yeah.
me 70,000 a
I
year.
think Biden.
The only reason I'm not pro Biden is it's like, why is he gonna say all these changes when he's been in the government for 46 years?
Well, he's also hot as fuck, so.
Yeah, because he's like all up on his like wife, like.
The thing is the
That one's gonna come through.
the
pretty
That was
good.
gonna
media
be
the media and conservatives try to paint him as like a senile person, but like I, as like a moderate, like to look at both things. So I watched the Democratic National Convention and I watched his speech, and it was pretty put together. Like
I've been meaning to watch that.
he has a natural stutter. Like he's
Yeah.
always had a stutter,
Yeah.
but like it's not. I don't see like his brain like failing him.
No.
I think he had a better speech than like Trump talks in a certain way where it doesn't evoke like, oh, he's mentally like something's wrong. But if you listen to him, he's saying the same things over and over again.
Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also listen to Trump a lot, and he sounds like he's about to say some like really big words. It's like he's trying to think.
Yeah. And then he gets the two hands out. He's like, listen.
I fucking
He's like,
love it.
And I'm telling you, the economic changes are big.
And then
They're very big.
And the interviewer's like, you got? Would you like
what
to?
are the metrics
what
on
are the-
that?
and he's
Very
like, don't say that to me.
seismic big
Dude,
changes.
I'm not gonna lie. Him and Hillary's debates were fucking awesome. Those were so funny.
I don't know.
Cause she would like say some whack ass shit, and then he would just be like, "No, Next.
Wrong.
No.
it's
you're
just-
wrong."
It's just interesting. It's just interesting. Like,
Can you imagine you're in a political debate and you go, you're wrong.
Imagine me and you were
And then you
debating,
get elected.
and I'm
There
like, I'm like, yo, here's my opinion on all this. It's like, this is my opinion from my heart. You're wrong.
yeah, that is incorrect. And then you lose.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just
Things
think
like
that we
that.
should.
I really think like Trump did not win, but Hillary lost.
Oh, for sure.
Oh.
Pokemon go to the polls.
I did not want
I think
Hillary,
that
though.
took away about a couple million votes just with that one joke. Pokemon go to the polls.
I did
All
not
right,
want.
yep, Trump's our next president.
I didn't want Hillary whatsoever. I think her whole open border thing was kind of whack.
Dude, can you imagine? She's like, I just think we need to fund the areas that have seen a lot of trouble recently. Wrong. Incorrect. What? Jared, I just that's
Nah,
just
we're cutting-
wrong.
The thing
We're
about
cutting
the,
taxes.
the open
the
borders
rich.
thing, I think like she says that, but nothing will really change with the borders. Like that's
Exactly.
mainly
Because
like,
it's so hard to
like
Unless they're just like, hey, withdraw the border patrol.
but like the thing is like it's a Republican-owned Senate right now too.
yeah.
Do you think?
I think it'll flip.
What do you think's your prediction for the outcome of November?
November.
Republican or Democrat overall?
Like I kind of think Trump is gonna win.
I think
because-
Trump's gonna
yeah.
easily win re-election.
I mean, there is like some counts of like voter suppression that he's doing, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like, don't get me wrong, like people on the left are like saying all these things, but at the same time, we're still going strong. Through
Biden
the
is
pandemic.
up in the polls right now, but so was Hillary. Like the
Well,
day
the-
of the election.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I mean,
like,
she technically did win.
she had the polls were right. She got more votes, but the thing is, like, if you compare the
It was-
polls with like Biden is like his polls are like polling way higher.
It was
like,
the Electoral College that Trump won with, and that's
Yeah.
what gave him the overall win, right?
Yeah,
That's probably what's gonna happen again.
I don't think so. I
You don't
know.
think so?
No, I think more people. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I think Trump's gonna end up winning re-election because of the way our nation kind of is keeping strong through the pandemic, and people are gonna kind of realize that and to make, well, I guess that's 4 more years.
The thing is like the
And then Bernie's gonna come back for the triplet and fucking win it.
He's
And
like 95.
I think he's gonna win the next
I
term.
love Bernie.
I
He's so
want him to
fucking nice.
win. I think he's actually really fucking dope.
I think he's a very genuine person.
Yeah.
Some of his ideas I don't agree with.
Hey, take that back.
some of them good.
Dude, I went to
think
his-
he's the least corrupt out of everybody that has gone into office.
So I went to one of his rallies at like on my campus, and
It must
I
have been
was like
dope.
listening to him, and I think he's doesn't really have an idea of how money works still, but I think the heart is there because he was
Milk
like,
is $7 a gallon. It's just like, what? Pizza rolls are $30.
I went to the store. I got a loaf of Italian bread, $75.
It's just like
What the fuck?
Dude,
Where
that
do you
reminds me
get
of
your
fucking Bill
bread?
Gates on Ellen. She
yeah.
was like, "How much do you think this costs?" $47.57. It's just like that's a fucking gallon of milk. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, so cause he was like, he said something. It was like, oh my god. He was like, we're gonna make education free, and I was like, what the
The
fuck?
thing-
How
the
do you
thing-
even
the
do
thing
that?
about-
No. And then he said, you know how we're gonna do it? We're gonna have Wall Street pay for it all. And I was like, what the fuck?
He's proposing capital gains tax and things like that.
Yeah, I
The
know.
thing-
but it's like-
that's a lot of money that they're
The
gonna
one
make
thing
off of that.
that Obama
But that's
did,
not gonna pay for every fucking tuition.
The one thing Obama did that he should have never done was make student loans non-bankruptable. Like, you can have a student loan and you can have a bunch of other loans, right?
Yeah.
You can do bankruptcy, you'll still have your student loan.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
It's a tricky question with college, but it's a fixable one for sure. Like if you look at university, like the recent stimuli, I guess. Like if you look at it throughout the country, I think it's just been put in the wrong areas. Like think about it like spending and like putting money into the economy. Like if you're a believer of like trickle down economics, like things like that,
dude, for sure.
versus like
trickle down economics has been proven to work so many times.
What's like a rough explanation of it?
like you tax less, you have less revenue there, but you put more money into the people, and then the people will put more money into the economy, and then
And
the
it's worked
growth will
so many times. And we still refuse to do it.
say even you don't believe that, and that's okay if you don't believe it, but say you do a stimulus targeted at college students to alleviate student loans. Who are going to be the people spending the most, taking the most risk, starting the most business? It's going to be young people, like young college students.
Yeah. And it's what like literally the most like economically I don't even know what the word
I
is.
think they
I'm
should get
gonna
rid of the
yeah, like the most economically sound, like just like the best times financially for this country have all been at the hands of like like Republican presidents who believe in trickle down economics, like the 20s and the 50s.
I think like
with the
they should remove the age limit on being a president. I think like a
I don't
20
know. I
some.
think
I
you
think
need
like
a lot of experience to become
Yeah.
president and
I think it should be
understanding how
like-
politics work.
I think it should be like 30, not 35.
True. I mean,
If we got a younger guy in there, I mean, I think it would.
I think there definitely needs to be like a youth revitalization in government, and like new ideas. I think more business people should be in the government, more engineering people should be in the government, more like health people. I think it shouldn't just be like old white people,
Old, rich white people.
old rich white people.
And I think, and my coworker and I were talking about this, and I tend to believe like what people say about the coronavirus, but I do legitimately believe that one of the reasons like we were so like worried about this coronavirus thing was because the people who run the country are old, and the disease is like it kills old people. So I think that's why it's such a big deal in this country, because the people that run it are
scared.
old. Yeah, they're like, I'm like, no, fuck that. And so now we have like this mentality that it's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Because the people who run this country are at risk of it, you know?
I think within like the next couple of years, it's gonna kind of go down the shitter, and then
I'm optimistic. I think
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
there's gonna be a big change.
I think there's gonna be a really big boom in the next like 10 years. Like once all these old motherfuckers kind of like get out of office and retire and stuff, and then like the younger people who are like just hitting the age limit to get into these positions.
I believe in term limits for other government positions. Like you say, like retire, but like who's retiring in government?
Exactly,
Like
you're
Joe
making
Biden,
too
Bernie,
much.
Donald Trump, like they're all like
They're out. Fucking. I'm honestly.
their retirement is death essentially.
Yeah. Like what is it? Is it the
Thanks.
Supreme Court justice? Like it?
He-
They
like-
stay until they retire.
Yeah, no,
Like,
but
what the fuck?
I think like there's a lot of positions that don't have term limits.
There should be more. It should be the 4 years should be the term limit for everything.
I think there's some
That's
variations
fair.
here and there, because like you don't want too much change. Like say, I can understand like cabinet to cabinet, but like say like someone working on like the natural parks. I don't
Yeah.
think you need like a new face every so often.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I think some areas of consistency is helpful.
Like what was I gonna say?
But like going back to like like you if you think about the thing, you can definitely jump in.
Yeah.
But the free college thing, like just look at our high school for example. Look at the people, their opinion of that free education. They didn't. There's like very few people who actually like took it to its max. Like people abuse the free education system. It's gonna be the same if it's free college.
Yeah, but
I think college shouldn't be necessarily free for everyone. It should be affordable for everyone. Everyone should be able to apply it and get anywhere they want. I think people should have like the opportunities to apply for scholarships.
yeah.
Like people should be able to go after it, but it shouldn't be handed to you.
Like I
Yeah,
can't.
for sure.
Like you can't just roll in there with like a 1.5 GPA and like
Exactly.
fucking smack
But
into
like
like
the same
Harvard.
exactly. The same thing is like but if you have a 1.5 GPA and but you actually want it, I think you can get like say there should be programs for you. Like community college, you could do 2 years here, transfer. You should there should be every step of the way for you to get where you want if you want to do it. But the fact is that like say I have to pay for someone who's not really like abusing the system. I don't think that's entirely fair. Like what's your GPA, Matt?
In college,
Yeah.
3.93.
So if would you give me some of your GPA?
No.
That's the argument.
No, it's
That's the
it's kind
argument.
of fresh.
No one would give part of
Dog,
their GPA,
I've never
but
had a
people,
GPA this high. I'm not letting it go now, dog.
like no one would give their GPA away to someone else who needs it.
Yeah.
Like, but like people are saying, like, give me some of your stuff to help me.
Give GPA, please.
I know people that really struggle.
Wish
with
to buy
college,
GPA.
Too.
I don't know, college, it's just so much better.
It is.
Like it's
It's
what
so
you want to
much
do.
better.
So much more opportunities. You're in control of everything.
It's a lot more work, but at the same time, it's so much more manageable too.
Exactly.
Because you have so much time.
Which
to
is like
do
hard
it.
to hard to picture like a lot of work but a lot of manageable. But that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going the community college route because I don't want debt.
I think like that's completely like perfect. Like
Yeah.
like it's very situational for a person. Like state school, private school, community college, it's all
Yeah.
the same. I just got fortunate with like scholars and stuff like
yeah,
that.
for sure.
I heard that you wanted to get into MIT, right?
Yeah,
What was like the one factor that they were like?
they
no.
don't tell you.
Really?
No,
Do you think it was your SAT score?
I don't know.
Because I know your GPA was like insane, so I don't think it could have been.
Do you think maybe they weren't
else.
just like, nah, not feeling it.
Well,
Did you not do like enough extracurriculars, maybe?
I don't know. I did all sports, robotics, student council, Excel,
Yeah.
NHS president. I did extracurriculars. I did GPA, ICT. I had a 1490. It was in their range of scores. Still kind of low for MIT, but I mean, MIT at the end of the day is the person who decides who gets in and gets not. You have people with 4.9 GPAs, 1600 ICTs. They get rejected from MIT. They have a story of a kid who built his own nuclear reactor. He got rejected from MIT.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Think-
I'm
like-
trying to pull up to MIT, get a law degree.
It's very crazy what you need to do, but the thing is, it's just hard to say. Like race also plays a factor into it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's stupid.
It's just
That's so
it's a tricky
dumb.
it's a tricky thing. Affirmative action trying to help those that have been negatively impacted,
Yeah.
but then that also like racially discriminates. Like I understand that there's been people that have been put down based on their race and everything, and they should be able to get access. But it's just like it's hard with affirmative action because you're bringing other people down to bring other people up.
Yeah.
And then if you look at it, those people perform worse because they shouldn't have been placed at those schools.
Yeah.
But then now they're at that school, so that it's just like, who is this really helping?
Yeah.
I think affirmative action should not necessarily be a thing, but reorganize in the form of like programs to help, like a tutoring system,
Yeah, yeah.
or like grants or something like that. But not necessarily like I will accept you with lower credentials.
Yeah.
So it's like
So you think that there should be like a financial like
assistance.
Yeah.
Or you apply and then there's like one more stepping stone to hit before you get to where you applied to
Maybe
to kind of build you up to the recommended
before
level
you
for
even
it.
apply though, like programs that you can be a part of, like say you're in like a dilapidated environment, like come from an African American background, you don't have the resources provided to
Yeah.
you, like you're like a bad public education spot. There could be a program where you can go to after school free of charge, where you can tutor a little bit more, do some extracurriculars, get connections with like people to research with. I think that can open up because that gives people the balancing without putting other people down. Because
Interesting.
I don't need that extra program because I was like pretty middle class, well off.
You're
like
so awesome and
no,
amazing.
no,
and,
not
You're
like
so
a
sexy.
not like
smart.
a not like a
and like a
performance.
god amongst men. Like,
Not like a performance standpoint, but like I never struggled in terms of like money or anything. I always had something.
He's really
to,
sexy too.
I always had food. Always had something. I always was like enjoying. I always had a good group of people to
Yeah, I
be
had,
with
like,
too.
I had
suit.
too much money at some time.
Oh, that is not what I.
Yeah, you were like wiping your ass with like $100 bills.
Oh my
and
goodness.
You're
stuff,
like,
and,
God, I'm so tired of having all this money.
eating caviar and filet mignon for lunch.
Why can't I just eat what poor people eat?
Oh my goodness.
Why can't I just get
My
McDonald's?
my
no,
my
lobster.
family is very frugal though, despite like any amount of money they'll ever make. They will always.
Yeah, I mean, your
'cause-
parents have really good jobs, and
They
I mean-
come from very low backgrounds though.
yeah.
Like my dad basically lived in a hole in the ground.
And it's not like
Damn.
you live in a bad house. It's just like for like what your parents do, and how much I'm assuming they make based on what they do. You could have like a very nice place, you know.
Yo,
So
but low
I
key, that zone
suppose-
you're in, if that dam breaks, y'all are done.
Yeah, you guys.
You
You're,
guys
you're
are
probably
fucking
the
gone.
first
Well,
one
the-
to die.
the thing is,
because
like-
it's just straight at you.
Yeah.
The thing with like engineering,
You wake
I have
up.
a class that I take called material science. The dam isn't just gonna go like.
Man, look at this.
Oh my! No. The dam isn't just gonna be like. There's a thing called like
The three,
mechanical fatigue.
the 3 seconds before your death.
We don't got 3 seconds.
It's just like
we can
oh,
we can
okay.
probably like predict if it breaks like years in advance.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, like there's a thing called mechanical fatigue, and we can map
Well,
out.
how accurate is that though? Because the Yellowstone supervolcano was.
Their
supposed
bodies
to-
built into the dam.
Well, that's like also like that Mayan thing. Like you can always be like.
Bro, I read that they were like, all right, so they bring up like the end of the world thing every year, but this year they're like, guys, we were off. we read it as 2012, but it actually was 2020.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, guys, it's been 8 fucking years. Are you gonna say this every year?
That's like the difference between geography and environment. Like you can't like there's stuff you can map, but it's not in human control. But like
Yeah.
building stuff, you know all the properties of materials. You like if material science is a very dense and hard and challenging and interesting course. But like if you take that course, you know a lot more about the world.
Yeah.
Like you can, I can, if I touch that concrete and like in a certain, if I know the angle, the force, and everything, if I know the grade of that concrete, I can tell you like what's gonna happen to it, like stuff like that.
As a fellow flat earther like yourself,
I'm not a flat earther.
why do
Well,
you
you said you were before
I'm
you came
not
on
a
the
flat earther.
podcast.
why do you think that
Why do you
we
think
don't
the
just
Earth is so flat?
yeah?
Oh,
why
we're
don't
so
we just
passionate.
like fall off the edge
Did
when
you
we
know
sail
if
to the end?
if the Earth was the size of like a pool ball,
Mm-hmm.
it would be the smoothest ball you've ever felt in the world, smoother than any machine ball ever.
That's crazy. That'd be crazy. if
Even
Earth
with
was
all
a
the
ball.
oceans, ridges, and everything, because of the size compared to the height and the elevation, it'll be the smoothest thing you would ever feel.
Damn. I wonder what the Earth would be like if it was a ball.
Well, Michael, let me tell you. Oh my goodness.
So Matt, you were saying earlier that
There's
like
a volcano in Hawaii that's been erupting for 30 years.
Yeah, like it's the
Yeah,
Ring of
bitch
Fire,
angry.
that region very volcanically and seismically active. You always get new islands forming.
That's crazy.
And you were talking about that Yosemite thing. That was one of the apocalyptic things where the world would end, but humans wouldn't end right away. It would just launch as much ash to cover the atmosphere, and then it would just cover up everything. And then we couldn't grow anything. It would be like another ice age.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Wow, this is crazy. There's so many fucking volcanoes that can explode like at any time.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
The biggest mountain in the solar system, people think where it was is an extinct volcano on Mars. It's called Olympus Mons.
Yeah, I saw that.
Miles and miles,
Yeah.
miles high.
There's like pictures of it,
Oh.
and it's like ridiculous.
I wanna climb a mountain like that.
I climbed Mount Washington.
I wanna climb Kilimanjaro.
That was the hardest thing that I've ever done. Climbed it with Alyssa, and it was like we climbed up and down,
Yeah.
so it was 8 hours constant.
I wanna get into that because I wanna climb
Oh.
Kilimanjaro.
If you go to Reddit and go to like the climbing Reddit and like the bouldering, yeah, look
That's
at that,
horrifying,
look at that.
dude.
That's a volcano.
That's a volcano.
Extinct volcano. It's like crazy seeing the things that they climb, like Mount Saint Rainier.
69,000 feet tall.
Yeah,
How tall is Everest?
28,000, 29,000, 27 feet, something like that. 28,000, 27 feet.
Shit.
29,029.
I was 2 fucking feet off.
It's like 3.
You are so stupid, Smee.
Bro, no one.
That's why you didn't make it to MIT.
Oh, I'm trying to I'm just gonna put in a transfer application for fun to see if I get in, and if
The
not, then I'll
top
cry.
asked question on the Mount Everest Google Maps question section is:
Yo,
Is
they
there
got-
a Del Taco close to the summit?
I was gonna make that exact joke.
Answer: Yes. Once you finish your oxygen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Dog, I was gonna be like, is there a McDonald's near the mountain?
the second one. Can a small boy climb the Mount Everest?
That boy must be yoked. Lance Armstrong thighs probably to climb
That
it.
boy is me.
That boy was Mike Sola.
Where is the gift shop with the Del Taco?
You found like this like Google review cult.
Dude, Google reviews fucking hit. Fucking, is there a Del Taco?
Is there a
near the-
Del Taco here?
Del Taco is so bad.
I've never had it.
Oh my god, it's
I'm not a picky eater at all though, so I probably
Can
like
you
it.
climb with no clothes on?
Del Taco is like if Taco Bell was just cheaper, and
Oh god, that's even worse.
it tastes.
Can you
worse.
imagine, like, you see how big Mount Everest is? Can you imagine, like, double the size of that?
It's triple.
No, it's not. Because it's 30,000 feet
Oh,
tall,
yeah.
and this is, like, 70,000.
Matt, fraction Matt over here
All
again.
right.
It's actually more like 2/5.
Oh,
So...
I'm an accountant.
I count.
Did you ever think about doing engineering, Matt?
No,
No.
I hated the engineering class I took in high school.
The freshman one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish we didn't have that because it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like my freshman year, like, we were making, like, wind turbines, like, trains and stuff, and, like, fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like, it's definitely not for anyone. And I think that's a perfectly fine thing.
Dude, like, this, like, Mount Everest, like, scares me. Like, how, like, massive it is.
Dude, it's just a rock.
It's a tall rock.
Yeah. I think, like, Mount Everest has a crazy mortality rate. Like, you need permission from the government of Nepal to climb it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm
Like,
pretty
it's-
sure. And you need, like, dedicated people to climb.
You need the Sherpas.
There's certain mountains in Bhutan that no one has ever climbed because the government has banned climbing.
Damn. Like fucking. I haven't heard until this conversation. I haven't heard the word Sherpa, in
Sherpa?
a
Since
year,
Far Cry 4.
like a year and a half. Sherpa.
Who's the guy that died at Mount Everest that they just left there?
Your mom?
There's a lot of
My
bodies.
mom is a woman, actually.
Oh, sorry, I assumed.
There's a lot of bodies there.
Yeah, but there's one that's used as, like, a checkpoint.
Oh, I'm not sure.
God.
It's just the cold preserves the bodies too.
Someone's body is a checkpoint.
Yeah.
Dog, that's fucked. I'd love to be fucking climbing that shit. Who?
I can't even find it, dude. It's like a creepy
Matt made up a
picture.
story.
Oh, all
Matt,
right.
just trying to get the views on the podcast.
Matt be
making up
lying.
stories.
Oh, because I looked up deaf man at... Green boots. There it is. I found it. I didn't make it up. Here it is.
You made it up. Stop
yeah.
lying.
That's a checkpoint?
Yeah.
Bro, what? Those are some fucking fly boots.
Wow, that's tough.
Bro, I'd
dude.
love to snowboard down Everest.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine hitting the fattest 360.
In
off
terms
that
of
bitch.
like intense like sports stuff, where do you draw the line of like crazy adrenaline activities? like- Like from like you have like parasailing, skydiving, like all the way up to like rando stuff like that.
what would you say is the end of the scale, the highest?
I don't know. I feel like you can always push it a little bit further. Like I feel like I would not do hang gliding, or like those like squirrel suits that you see.
All right, squirrel suits is it? That's my limit, but I'd also not do. I wouldn't jump out of a plane into
Yeah.
the ocean without a parachute.
Yeah, I wouldn't even jump
I
with
don't
a
even
parachute.
think, yeah, I wouldn't jump. From
I'd
a plane. I
skydive.
used to think like I wanted to do it.
I
but
want to
I'm like,
skydive. I hate heights, but I'd skydive. I'd hang glide. I'd do parasailing. I'd do the fucking.
I did parasailing.
What is the one where you hold the thing and you have the board on your feet?
Windsurfing maybe.
I'd do that. I like snowboarding.
There's
I like surfing.
place in Cape Cod. We went parasailing, Alyssa and I, and it's the highest parasailing in the country.
Jeez.
Like 2,000 feet or something. I was up.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
But like seeing, like we go to the ocean and we skim our feet on it. It's like the open ocean is very scary. Just like the.
I wouldn't scuba dive in like deep ocean.
Oh, actually, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. There's like a drop off somewhere. Like it's like literally like this in 100 feet.
Yeah. In Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire, I went with some friends, and you can go out really far. I went out the farthest, and I got to the edge, and it was just like sand, and then it was just like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That scared the fuck out of me.
I
was
yeah.
just like, I'm going back.
I think that like this. I think the scariest thing would be like an underwater cave.
I would like to go into an underwater cave that you get to go up, and then it's like oxygen, I guess.
True.
So the most dangerous. I'm like just looking at like the most dangerous mountains.
You're always like 3 steps behind in the conversation because you're like face into your phone.
Cause it's like just so interesting.
So talk about it as you do it.
No, because I don't want to interrupt you guys while you're talking. I don't want to interrupt you until I found something interesting to talk about.
Worth interrupting.
Bro, look at this dead
This dude's-
squirrel on the mountain.
This mountain's name is
Look
the
at this deaf
Annapurna,
man.
and this is the most dangerous mountain in the world. 155 people have climbed it, and 53 people have died trying to climb
Wow.
it.
If my numbers are right, Matt, that's close to 33%.
That is correct.
Hey,
Well,
I-
actually, technically, it's 25% because 55% of people have died. 150 have made it. That's like 200. So 55 is like a quarter.
Oh, I
of
thought you were
200.
saying like 55 of that one. 55.
Hey, Matt.
Has
Has
one
ever
thing.
told you to shut the fuck up?
Oh,
about
I will
numbers?
never talk
One
again.
thing.
I'm
That,
leaving the podcast.
do you know who Alex Honnold is?
No.
Look up Alex Honnold, El Capitan.
He was actually the
El
conqueror.
Capitan.
He was the conqueror of South America.
Oh, is this a guy who like bare hand climbs shit?
Yeah, free climbing.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh.
dude.
Welcome
that's-
back.
That's just so,
Welcome
that
back.
shit is so crazy, dude. This man is like 1,000, at least 1,000 in this picture, feet up,
Oh yeah.
and my man's just has his hands.
Just his hands. It's crazy.
I'm gonna be so surprised if anybody gets this far in the episode.
I'm gonna be rewatching it.
The
At
whole
the fuck-
thing.
The whole thing.
The 2 hours and 40-minute mark.
See,
What
this is.
Dude, do you think anyone cracks the 3-hour mark?
Dude.
Like,
How committed do you have to be to this podcast to crack
Dude.
the 3-hour
I
mark?
think Alyssa's gonna be watching a little bit of it. So if she hears this section, then she's made it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is a drink break. We're gonna be
Oh my
taking
goodness.
a drink break at the 3-hour mark.
I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but this is the longest. This
Dude,
is the
it's so
longest
weird to
episode.
think, like 2 hours ago we were talking about racist aliens.
That's the thing I love about podcasts, though, is like there's like you can do anything.
Dude, you know how many people are gonna drop off after it just gets serious?
After the
though?
first like 20 minutes, The thing is, like, I wonder how many people actually watch this podcast that like listen past like 10 minutes.
Some people do.
You know?
I mean, Liz's brother does.
Well, you have the YouTube channel. You can check like what the average listen time is.
Yeah,
It's probably
it's
I
40
wouldn't
minutes.
be
40 minutes is our average right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. No, I doubt that. I wouldn't be
It was.
surprised if it's more like 7
Once they
minutes,
hear like
honestly.
the Indian kid talking about science, they're like, what the fuck?
And they're like, dude, why
Like,
did they
bro,
have this kid
No
on
wonder
video?
MIT didn't let you in.
You got that wrong. You were 2 feet off of Mount Everest.
I wonder how many people are gonna like fact check anything we say in
No
this.
one.
Like, we could say the craziest shit.
I think the way that I talk, though, I make it clear that this is what I think.
Yeah.
And, like, this is what
an
I've
objective
seen.
fact. Yeah.
There's objective truth and there's, like, personal truth.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I believe. This is what I've seen. This is what I think.
Dude, do you think we should just like slam some Papagenos while we're recording?
No.
That's
No,
the
but
whole point.
You definitely set your goal before we started, and then you hit it. You were like, I want to be the longest
Oh,
episode.
yeah. As I got into the car, I was either going to ask Matt, like, oh, how long do you think we can go for? But I didn't ask that. And I just thought to myself,
I'm
like,
just gonna go.
I'm going
And
to
then-
go.
Yeah.
Because my goal was to keep an interesting conversation for the longest and be the
Yeah,
most
it was.
interesting. Because I feel like I have a lot to say and I can like I have an opinion on a lot of things,
Yeah.
or like I care about conversation. I like having conversation.
Yeah.
I like the long form, like really long episodes, even though probably no one's gonna watch them. And
Well, the way that I do podcasts is I never watch one whole like I do like a little segment.
Snippets.
So like if I'm doing some work, I have a podcast in the background, do an hour work, log that, come back maybe a little later.
I don't know, dude. I always, if I listen to a podcast, I listen to the whole thing. So if I can't dedicate like an hour at a time, I just don't listen to podcasts.
I can go through with this one, and I can set chapters in YouTube, so it's like you
Chap-
hover over it, and you
Yeah.
can see
Chapter 1.
the different things we talk
The
about.
seed.
Oh yeah,
seed.
if you do conversation, that would be a good reference point.
But I honestly just take this audio, and then I put a picture behind it, and I put the song, and I fade in the song, fade it out at the end, and I slap it up.
What do you use to edit?
Sony Movie Studio Platinum.
Gotcha.
Then I have the video of Matt doing the chubby bunny, so that's gonna come in right at the beginning.
Yeah. I think one of my gauges for like how I like a person, how I interact with a person is like how they hold a conversation, and if they're just doing small talk for the sense of getting by, or if they're actually like talking. Like I think that really
That's really boring when people just talk for the sake of talking, because it's just like
you're not talking at all at that
it's
point.
nothing with substance, so it's
That's
nothing
like our
interesting.
what is it? That's like our audio cue for a break, kind of. Because like
Yeah.
whenever we do that, it's just like all of us like, and then it goes into another conversation.
Yeah.
My next thing though, my next endeavor for this is I gotta buy 2 microphones, and I want to have there's the table right there, and I want to have it in the center, with a camera on it.
Oh yeah.
I think that's gonna be. I'm gonna try to do that for next
We
episode.
get 2 microphones, one over here, one over here.
I can
and
be
then
the
this one
I
for
can be the
guests.
recurring guest.
It would be we'd sit at the table, it'd be
Mike
like
says
chair,
no.
chair, chair.
Mike
chair.
says-
Yeah, no,
You could be a
come on.
reoccurring guest. Oh fuck!
No, I
Never
want you
come-
to be, but it's like it'll be
I won't take over. I will just be like whenever you'd like. I wouldn't mind.
whenever you're free, honestly, because I want to have the table with like 4 chairs with the 4 microphones with a camera on it.
Would I be able to ever call in to the podcast? Would you be?
That'd be
A
dope.
call-in episode.
Because like
That'd
when I'm
be
going to
dope.
university, it might be a little bit hard.
Yeah,
we'll bring the stew to you.
Studio.
bro, with Matt's laptop and this, we could have it literally anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, then perfect. Yeah.
Bring the stew to you.
That's
I like
how
we still have the coffee puddle over there.
Mike told me not to clean it up.
Bro, it's
Yeah,
part
I
of like
know.
the set.
That's the stew now. Is the coffee?
Bro, I think everybody has left a mark in terms of people on the podcast.
Yeah, I always pee on the rug before we start.
and during
What?
the podcast.
Wait, what?
Please say psych, bro. Dude,
It's fun to do though. I enjoyed this a lot.
Oh yeah.
no, I love it.
I think that definitely during pandemic time. missing out
nobody
on.
else has anything better to do because you gotta stay inside.
Stay
most of the
inside and
time.
like just people are like missing out on conversations like you would normally
Yeah.
have.
And honestly, we have it at like a really great time because everybody's getting into college and they want something to listen to while they're doing their work.
Yeah, like me, I can listen to myself.
Yeah,
at work.
because
Yeah.
I could do that too. Like
I think this semester for me is gonna be the roughest in terms of work.
yeah, dude. I got all my classes. I'm doing all business classes like right out the gate.
That's nice. So are you thinking of like doing 2 years community then transferring?
Yeah,
That's
Mm.
awesome.
I'm going to.
That is like peak.
I'm gonna do Honolulu State. I think.
Is that where your brother went?
Yeah, he went there for like a semester and then left.
Mm.
But I want to go there for the 2 years and
To
live
get a
there.
degree.
Yeah, I want to live there.
Yeah, like I had a teacher say like if you're just trying to get like one thing out of it, like you don't care where you go, might as well go to some place like Hawaii.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Have a good like work-life balance as you do it.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to shoot
Because it's
for.
really a degree, a university. It's the same thing anywhere you go. It's just like what you make of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Northeastern, as I was like, this is not MIT, not prestigious as MIT. Still pretty good school and everything. Like
Yeah.
17% acceptance rate or whatever.
Whatever.
But like I just decided I'm gonna do the most I can. So I'm like the vice president of like one of the space things. Like I do research, do work, try to get connections with professors.
One of the things that I really struggled with, because you were talking about like a low acceptance rate, like that's awesome that you made it in, was the school that I really wanted to go to had like a very low requirement. So at times in the process, I was questioning whether or not I was like underachieving.
Underselling. No, I totally understand what you're saying. Cause like, what in the applying school, like, you're gonna preface this by saying any school is fine with what you go. But as I went into the application, like process, I was like, I don't want to just end up in like these certain schools. I think I'm better than that. I think I've worked for more than that.
Yeah.
But then you got to look at it like, oh, this is an affordable school. I'm happy here. It
Yeah.
does what I need.
Mhm.
So once you distance yourself from like your expectations of what you should have or what you need to have, rather than like more like a fulfillment thing. Like
Yeah.
this school fulfills me, then it gets better.
That's the thing. Like I'm in a good college for business.
Exactly.
It's affordable. It's a very nice place. I
Exactly.
love the campus. I love the people. So like
Like
I mean,
you,
I don't know. Like I'm not really underachieving in that sense.
No.
then, so
it would be underachieving if you like make waste to that time there.
Yeah,
You know, you
for
got
sure.
in there like you're doing like you have a 3.93. You said
yeah.
you're probably killing it with like other stuff too.
Oh, I lied. It's a 3.95.
Oh,
I upped it last semester.
Oh,
Cause you know what I got last semester?
4.0.
4.0.
Oh,
Write that down. Everybody that's listening, write that down.
4.0.
4.0.
Matt and I, a couple 4.0 boys.
4.0 boys. A couple boys going 4.0.
Yeah, I will not have a 4.0 this semester though.
Oh yeah.
I got thermodynamics,
No, I don't even
differential
know.
equations and linear algebra,
I don't even know what that means.
mechanics
so.
and materials, and then I got dynamics.
And
And then I got
differentiational equations part 7 this year, so I don't know. I might get a B.
I finished Calc 3 in spring.
I don't even understand how you take those classes.
I
That's
work.
ridiculous.
I've always prided myself of being like somewhat like a little bit smart, but then like also being like able
Somewhat.
being able to learn,
So,
like a quick learner.
what are your thoughts on Cardi B's
WAP.
wet ass pussy?
I haven't listened to it yet.
I listened to it.
I heard Ben Shapiro reacted to it though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I bet he was just like, it's bad.
It's not good. It's not good, you know.
My sister does not have a wet ass pussy.
Oh no, Ben.
Hers is dry.
Dry ass pussy. I make a new song called Dap. Dude, I listened to it and I didn't really think it was that good of a song.
I mean, like that's just not my music. Some people
Yeah,
like it.
that's true.
That's okay.
Yeah, no.
I like John Mayer and stuff like that.
Did you guys see that people
good
were
for
like,
sure.
you know, the AT&T girl?
Yeah.
She went on.
I sent you that.
I know.
I told you that.
No,
and you were
she
like,
went-
I have no idea what that is.
She went on Instagram Live and she was like She was like, all these comments saying
Yeah, she was like crying.
milk,
It was
milky
fucked
milkers. They really hurt my feelings. And then in the comments, it's just like, you got big milky milkers,
Oh my
milk, milk,
goodness.
It's
milk.
so fucked up.
It was
dude.
so fucking. It was so funny, but it's so fucked up.
I don't even think it's funny, dude. It's like ruined her life. Like now she's forever gonna be known as like the AT&T girl that just like people like love because she had big boobs, and that's all she'll be. And that's like, I hope that she can branch out from that, because that's just fucking, that's terrible, dude.
AT&T is giving her a good deal though with those commercials.
Well, yeah, but you can't live off of that forever.
True.
You know, it's like, it's fucked up what people are like
I
saying
think-
about it.
I think everyone should be able or should have a diversified income and passive income. Like
Yeah.
I feel like everyone should play with the stock market. Like I literally worked at the Shaw's Deli for 2 weeks, took all that money, put it in stocks.
You quit after 2 weeks.
I hated it. I didn't even quit in 2 weeks. Like, you know how you had to give your 2 weeks? I gave my 2 weeks within the 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. And they're like, well, usually you just got to stick a little bit longer. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore, so I left. It was just like, everyone there expected that I would stay there. Like, everyone had the wrong mentality from me. Everyone was
dog,
like,
if I
oh,
got-
yeah, you'll get it in a few months. Like, I'm not going to be here in a few months.
Yeah, honestly, if they
Greener
were like,
pastures.
if they're like, you can't like leave until 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm leaving today.
Yeah.
You
I
can-
worked for 2 weeks, put that money in the stock market, made more money.
How much have you made from the stock market?
$12.
Like,
$3,000.
really? How much did you put into it initially?
$750.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you play with penny stocks or like?
A little bit.
Hey,
Oh.
is that the?
Yo, how did that stock work for you that you were like, it's either going to go up a lot or
It
I'll
went
lose
down.
a
It
lot?
went awfully down. I lost
Really?
like 90% of that. But the thing is, that was my first investment, so I only put like $70 into it.
Yeah.
So like I lost 90% of $70 of that. In the grand scheme of things, that doesn't really matter. But like,
Damn, you made 3K off the stock market.
it's very like easy and like approachable.
But
My
don't
dad's
you-
getting
you
into
don't even
it.
make that much money though, isn't it? Like heavily taxed.
Well, I haven't like
Well, look at Smeet's phone, and it says $175,000 invested into the stock market.
Let me
With
see
no
that
net
again.
return.
this is before I cashed out some stuff.
Oh shit.
It's also saying no net return.
What do you got for stocks right
That's
now?
the one that called.
It's just it's like 2 shares of Google.
Yeah, you can look. You can look at my watch list. What I'm.
Do you have a share of
What's up
Google?
with Tesla,
Mm-mm.
dude?
Would you
Why are
ever?
they going down recently?
Definitely. Well, the thing is, it's not Google. It's like called like Alphabet Class C, Alphabet Class A. The people that call it.
Yeah.
Tesla's announced a 5 for 1 or 1 for 5. I forgot the ways.
Uber?
Bro, I love how Elon Musk tweeted. He was like, Tesla's stock is really high right now. You made me lose $60,000.
Wall Street bets.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one that they got a lawsuit and they're basically nothing. Like they're delisted from the stock exchange, so I can only
Jeez.
sell them. There's a thing called OTC markets, like over the counter, I guess. But yeah, that stock crashed.
So why'd you take all your money out?
Well, like you wanna like I can show you, like I started with like 747.
Yeah.
You wanna like take some out because 1, taxes, and 2, like I got money already. Like I succeeded. I did lose some recently. Like I didn't take out $2,000.
Yeah.
So like I went up to 2,000. I took a little bit out, and I've gone down like based off of like just some bad plays. But I'm still in the green.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't care if I go a little bit in the red. I don't care if my $1,000 profit is only like $500. So I guess like I should say like the $3,000 profit isn't like necessarily true. But like that, I've reached that point.
You've reached you reached 2,300. For sure, because you turned 700 into like $3,000.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's one thing. But then you got to look at it like I increased my portfolio 329%.
Yeah.
So if I had $10,000, I would have $329,000.
Is the stock market your job? Is that where you're like, I could pick my
It's
hours?
it's not my job necessarily, but it's something I think everyone should learn and put something into, because I think it's like this big scary thing that people are like, oh, eat the rich, not for, it's like these people the billionaire class.
You
But,
can make
like,
mad money.
I downloaded Robinhood.
The only thing I'm worried about is like a lot of it is very very luck based.
It's
Well,
just gambling.
There, yes and no. There's a thing called like screeners and research analysis, so you can look at the geometry and the movement of the stock, and you can predict trends. So there is.
I mean, how accurate is it though?
Well, that's what most day traders do. So if
Yeah.
you have $25,000 or more in your account, you're gonna have unlimited day trades. So people look at these screens and think, oh, they see a pattern forming. I'm gonna buy 10,000 shares of this. Oh, it went up 4%. I made like $600 in that, like a few seconds. I'm gonna sell it.
Can you imagine making $600 in 20 seconds?
Yeah, you can like
Instead of working like 30 hours
Yeah,
a week.
that's
I don't even make $600 in 2 weeks.
no, yeah. I pressed 3 buttons yesterday and I had $100 from an option call.
Like you actually call people?
No, it's just called a call.
Oh.
Like you
I was like,
I need to buy 17 shares of XYB.
I was like, is
There's-
this shit
there's
still
a-
like the 70s with the brokers and everything?
Yeah,
you wanna
it's-
go buy
it's-
these many stocks?
It's
It's like
an-
the Wolf of Wall Street.
exactly
scene.
like it's like the options. Like
Did the Wolf of Wall Street make you want to do stocks?
I mean, I won't lie. It's like it's not him and the illegal thing, but just like the whole like nature of like, oh, I can do that. Like,
Oh.
I want to be more than just like a normal.
I can also have sex with Margot Robbie
That's
in my
not.
office.
No, that's not what I want.
That's what you
that's not what I
wanted.
want. Nope,
You wanted
nope,
Margot
nope.
Robbie's
Nope,
sex.
nope,
That's
nope,
why
nope,
you do
nope,
stocks.
Nope. But like the thing is,
You're like, yeah, Margot Robbie is so bad. I'm
Nope.
gonna do stocks.
nope, no. I did stocks because like I figured, might as well learn it. So I taught myself, and I lost money teaching myself. And I think people
How much did you lose?
maybe just $100.
Not worth it.
No, well, I never. No, like that $100
joking.
isn't like gone. That $100 like went down.
To
now it
someone
went-
else.
It went it went down, but I'm still back up.
It's not gone. Someone else has it.
I only burned it a little bit. No, like when I say I lost $100, I meant my portfolio went down $100, but
Yeah.
now it went back up.
So if I were to put it into people terms to listen to this podcast, it's like I had $100
It's gone.
and I gave it to Matt. It's gone, but I still have $100.
I invested it into Matt.
That's so fun. That was
No,
so funny.
I didn't.
I'm
lose.
gonna make you rich, Speed.
Oh my goodness.
I just buy a GPU.
No, but I think everybody should have something like that.
I don't know, man.
I have my job.
I think Bitcoin mining is a smarter option.
Yeah.
Bitcoin mining.
Manually.
Don't you make like fucking like 20 cents a day Bitcoin?
Well, like you have like these giant like Bitcoin farms where you got PCs and PCs. You can like
My older brother had a couple of bit miners.
yeah, like you can make a PC rig specifically for like making or mining Bitcoin. Like that PC is suited for a certain way.
Yeah. Mine could mine Bitcoin. Mine did mine Bitcoin for the longest time.
Like, yeah. Like I have my stocks and my stock money, and then I have my money and my job money.
Damn. And you never just like spend the stock money on pleasure?
No, I mean I take it out sometimes to like secure profit. I mean I don't really, to be honest. I don't think I've ever. Maybe I've done it like once. I said.
I'm
I did it.
surprised you don't like take a portion of it and then put it into a savings account and then like every once in a while you like farm it out.
Well, the thing
Save it.
is, if I have $1,000 and I take 500 to secure profit, I only have $500 to play with now.
Yeah.
So say I make a 200% increase with that
Yeah.
$500. I have 1,000. If I had 1,000, I would have 2,000. So the mentality, it's that you gotta fight against the greed. But like in my situation, I can take a risk, and I have 2 different pots of money. So might as well keep that one as big as I can to grow it as fast as I can.
Yeah. Have you ever done any like big $1,000 plays yet?
Yeah.
Were they wins?
One of them was. One of them wasn't.
Really?
It's
So it kind of like evened out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I'm still in the green, but not as green as I would like. Cause I could have been. I sold 500 shares of a company at $3, worth 12 a share. I would have been like I would be close to 10,000 if I held a little bit longer right now.
Damn.
And that's the thing, you can't bite yourself over those things, cause like what if like if I played everything right, I'd probably be like around 10, 15,000 with the stocks, but I'm not, and that's all right. I still am in the green. I still will make money, and that's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I think it is just a good thing to know, good thing to play with.
It's definitely something I'm gonna get into now.
Oh yeah, I think anybody should. Like, I started with $100 in it, like, first to play with, and I just messed around with it, and it's okay. You should only put money that you're okay with losing, though, because at the end of the day, there is gambling to it. But I think it's like the closest thing that you can get to like research-based gambling.
Yeah.
I would never really call it gambling, but I can see the gambling tendencies to it.
So on that same wavelength, like a once in a time offer, would you like to buy Sausage Fest stock?
You're not IPO.
All the accounting goes through
You're not
Matt.
publicly traded.
Actually, we are.
We are. That's why we're offering it to you.
I publicly trade some stock to you for some cash.
Oh, so this is. Didn't you rob me already?
I did. You actually are forced to give me cash for the stock.
We're actually forced to give stock now that we have the money.
So now that we took your $50, that is one stock.
Yeah, our stocks
So-
are really expensive.
Yeah.
But they fluctuate very
So now we've
radically.
set
Well,
a
that's
high
not too.
price
That's
on
not too
this.
bad for one stock.
We're actually at an all-time
Really?
high
I thought
right
only
now.
like the really big companies.
Berkshire Hathaway Class A, one share is $300,000.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like they're like partial. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
ours
suppose
is like-
everybody's a partial owner if they.
Ours
buy
is
stock.
301,000.
I mean, Berkshire Hathaway fluctuates like thousands of dollars, so I can take a look.
Yeah, ours does too.
Have you invested yet?
I mean, there's a thing called fractional shares,
Yeah.
so I can get 0.001% of a share and reap.
You should do it.
Yeah, and they'd be like, yeah, I have a share of Berkshire.
Yeah, I went $1,500 up, so it's actually 320,000 today.
Yeah, we had.
But like, look at this.
Oh,
Like, if
shit.
you invested here, I invested in 2016. I put like 200 a share, sold it before like COVID and everything. It's very interesting.
You could have doubled
If
your money.
If you put
And that's
in
big money too.
If you put in, I don't know if it was like $1,000, $2,000 into Microsoft in 1986, you would have $2.1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone talks about Apple. I think Apple at one point, like when it opened up, was only like tens of dollars, like $40 or something when it opened.
Yeah.
And now it's like
Apple does a lot of
thousands.
things called like stock splits, where like it rises in value. It
Yeah,
might be
one
like
stock becomes
$1,000,
two. Yeah.
and like they split it so more people can buy it. So if they didn't do a stock split, it would be like tens of thousands of dollars.
yeah.
But just recently, Apple was the first American company to hit $2 trillion valuation.
Damn, they hit 2 already.
Yeah, in 2018 they hit 1.
That's
It
I
took,
remember that.
It took 46 years to hit 1 trillion, and it took 2 years to hit 2.
That's crazy.
It's just like the growth is very, very
Like
like
their stock right now only costs $495, but if you think about it, like
Apple, Microsoft, things like that.
they
Like
split so many
stocks
times.
only go up.
If you bought in like the 90s, I guarantee this is split like so many times.
Remember Mr. Pepecki?
Yeah.
He was just like, I had the choice between buying Sears and buying Apple, and everything pointed towards Sears, so he bought Sears instead of Apple.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for them.
Imagine. Yeah, I think Sears is gonna be better than Apple.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about it. Like that's what the market showed, and it's crazy that things could change like that.
Oh, they stock split like yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. A 4-for-1 stock split.
Mm.
Usually it's only 2-for-1.
Tesla's doing 5 for 1 right now.
Really?
Yeah. Like, look at this.
Do you think it's really that high demand?
Oh.
Tesla's stock.
Matt.
I think it's.
Yeah, I already saw those.
I think it's a bubble. It's a scary bubble to play with. But like, you got to look at Tesla. It's not a car company anymore.
Dude, this year their stock went
Yeah.
from $440 to
Yeah.
fucking $2,000.
People have made millions off of stock. Elon Musk is worth more than Warren Buffett. He's like the 5th most wealthiest person in the world.
I know so many people that invested in them this year. I was gonna invest in them too.
Yeah.
I would have probably shit myself though, because I was gonna invest like way back here. If I saw this dip,
You would sell.
I would.
But think about the people who bought that dip. So with the stock split now, say I have one share of Tesla that I bought at 391. Now it raised up to 2,000. Then it splits into 5. I have 5 shares of 2,000.
You know what's even crazier? Exactly 2 weeks ago, it was 1,400. It has gained $600 a share.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
That's the thing that like stocks are so crazy. Like I can show you right here. CLSK stop loss sell sold 200 of them at this stop price. Oh, look what it is right now.
Oh my god.
So if that's the difference, like 550 versus
God.
that. Oh, look, it went up 40 cents.
Dude, that's too bad, bro. Like, I feel like I would...
You gotta have
I mean, if you keep it, like, it will go up. If it's, like, cutting line, as long as it's not, like, one of these things that's going out of business.
yeah, that's...
Like, taxi companies or shit like that. But if you're investing in something that's, like, cutting edge...
You just gotta hold on to it.
Yeah, just hold on to it.
That's the investment part of it. You can be like a flipper, which is like buy, sell, day traded, buy, sell.
Yeah.
Or you can like invest. So I'm gonna buy Microsoft at two whatever, 210, and then I'm gonna hold it 5 years. I'm guaranteed to make a profit.
Yeah, those are pretty safe companies. Like,
Yeah.
big companies that,
Definitely.
like,
But
just keep innovating.
the thing is with me, I'm still very young. I have like play with money
Yeah.
because I earned it.
Yeah,
So might as well play with it rather than just
Yeah.
like put it aside.
for sure.
Because I think like right now for me, savings is like putting aside. Like I work a certain amount of hours, put that money aside.
What do you do for a job?
Yeah, so I do biotech and pharmaceuticals research for a professor. So I basically look at like annual reports, shareholders reports, and I look at the tendencies of those reports, and then using some like psychological basis, you can determine if a company's gonna acquire or ally with another company. So you can kind of determine what path a company is gonna take. And if you can predict like if a company's gonna acquire, or ally with a company, it kind of gives you a little head up in the market. So that right there, 17 buckarooskies an hour.
Yikes! I don't make 17 buckaroos.
See, that's the thing that I always like
How much
go
do you
for.
make an hour, Matt?
$7,000.
Oh, that's the thing. Like you always gotta like work with your head. Like I got a job where I pick my hours, I can work remote, and I get a good paid.
17 an hour. Holy shit, that's good.
Yeah.
My job's seasonal.
Where do you work?
Montreat Mountain Lift operation.
Dude, there's a toddler-sized Tesla Model Y. It's $100.
I'd get that. Is it like one of those like RC things?
Yeah.
I love those.
I'm gonna buy it.
Imagine.
Tesla stock could hit $3,500, says analyst. All right, I'm
They have
investing.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know if you heard it, but Tesla's not a car company anymore. It's a tech company. If you think about it.
Really?
So Tesla is
Well,
like.
I know that they sell like solar panels still and all that. But,
Yeah.
But
Well,
their
like-
cars make up like 98%.
Well,
of the
it's like what I
sales.
mean by tech is like they don't brand themselves as a tech company, but look at all the stuff they're developing. They're years ahead of every other company. Their battery tech and everything. September 20th, I think, is the date scheduled for Battery Day. If they say what they're gonna like, they're projected to say, their stock's probably gonna hit 3K. Cause like they're working on things called like the million mile battery.
Mike, are you hearing this?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm gonna buy stock right now.
Are you actually?
I might.
You should
Why
open
not?
up account because
I'm gonna invest every dollar I have right now.
I almost invested my housing refund money into stocks. I almost did, and if I did, I probably would have made a good amount of money.
What's it called? Robinhood?
Robinhood.
Yeah, I
You-
almost got
you might
into
have
it,
to
but
be
I need
18
find
though,
my
Mike.
Social Security.
Sweet. I turned 19 in like 2 months.
Shit.
Shit.
I forgot, Michael. I keep forgetting you're going to college too.
No, I'm actually a sophomore.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
going- I'm
I
gonna
remember
be,
you were
I'm gonna be
telling
a junior.
you were telling Ryan and I like I should be in your grade.
I should be. Me and Matt are the same age. We and Matt have like a difference of like a month from each other.
I'm supposed to be in your grade.
Really?
Yeah, Matt couldn't go into the candy shop one year.
Not the candy shop.
I don't know if you heard the story.
Oh my
Mike.
god.
No. Tell me about
You
it.
know Old Home Day?
Yeah.
So like this is a little community thing. There was a candy shack one year,
Oh, I know. I
And-
know what you're talking about.
and
Yeah.
Matt, there was a sign that said 14 and up. They can only be like alone.
No,
And-
under 14 have to be accompanied by an adult.
yeah, and Matt wasn't 14,
And
so
I turned 14 the next day. And I was like,
What did you say? Were you like, come on?
he just
dude?
went in.
I just went in.
Because Matt was like taller than all of us too.
Yeah, I was like 6 feet then, so I was like, fuck it. Who's gonna know that I'm 13?
Who's gonna know I'm 13 in 355 days?
No, 13. Yeah, 300. Wow, I was fucking.
Dude, Old Home Day slaps. I wish they were doing it this year.
I was young.
We were young, Matt. I'm turning 20.
No,
You're
not.
a baby.
Shut up. No, you're not.
I am.
Shut the fuck up.
Stop.
Are you actually turning
Yeah.
20? That's not cool.
Stop, Mike. You're turning. Oh, you both are downloading it. That's not. I like to see that.
I'm
Like to
only
see-
investing in the stocks you tell me to invest in. I don't trust myself.
Alyssa's dad asked me for stock advice.
I'm investing in Tesla.
You should. I mean, I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying anything but stocks.
I'll do my SSI.
It's kind of like
maybe.
That's what I.
yeah. I had to pull it out when I first.
Yeah, mine's upstairs on my desk.
Yeah, I'm 27% finished because it's asking for this, my phone number. I put it in. Yeah.
See,
and then I
fun
put
thing
this
about
in.
Robinhood, recently they're going public.
I saw that they give a free stock, so I can get like a free Apple stock, right?
If like say if I give you my link, then you get a free stock and I get a stock, or if you want to do like each other or something.
I'd like to do, Mike.
I think I when I did it or something.
Yo, can I just use yours? Your
Oh,
social
yeah,
security?
Yeah, can I use yours too? We'll get a free stock if we do it.
just make sure you turn off the app when he uses it.
Dude, how deep are we in this? 3 hours and 10 minutes. We are 111 or 12. It's 36. I thought it was 33.
Oh my goodness.
112 through,
Oh
sweet.
my goodness.
The record will stand.
It's
We
3
It's
hours.
time to eat pizza.
Okay.
I'm a little hungry, so that's it
Yeah.
for
Thanks for watching this episode.
Thank
episode
you.
fucking whatever it is.